The white man pays Reverend Martin Luther King, subsidizes Reverend Martin Luther King, so that Reverend Martin Luther King can continue to teach the Negroes to be defenseless. That's what you mean by nonviolent. Be defenseless. Be defenseless in the face of one of the most cruel beasts that has ever taken the people into captivity. That's this American white man. And they have proved it throughout the country by the police dogs and the police clubs. 100 years ago, they used to put on a white sheet and use a bloodhound against Negroes. Today, they have taken off the white sheet and put on police uniforms. They've traded in the bloodhounds for police dogs, and they're still doing the same thing. And just as Uncle Tom, back during slavery, used to keep the Negroes from resisting the bloodhound or resisting the Ku Klux Klan by teaching them to love their enemy or pray for those who use them despitefully, today Martin Luther King is just a 20th century or modern Uncle Tom or a religious Uncle Tom who is doing the same thing today to keep Negroes defenseless in the face of attack that Uncle Tom did on the plantation to keep those Negroes defenseless in the face of the attack of the Klan in that
Well,
day.
I don't think of love as, in this context, as emotional bosh. I don't think of it as a weak force. But I think of love as something strong and that organizes itself into powerful direct action. Now, this is what I try to teach in the struggle in the South, that we are not engaged in a struggle that means we sit down and do nothing. That there's a great deal of difference between non-resistance to evil and non-violent resistance. Non-resistance leaves you in a state of stagnant passivity and deadened complacency, wherein non-violent resistance means that you do resist in a very strong and determined manner. And I think some of the criticisms of nonviolence, or some of the critics, fail to realize that we are talking about something very strong, and they confuse non-resistance with nonviolence.
The goal of Dr. Martin Luther King is to give Negroes a chance to sit in a segregated restaurant beside the same white man who had brutalized them for 400 years. The goal of Dr. Martin Luther King is to get Negroes to forgive the people who have brutalized them for 400 years by lulling them to sleep and making them forgetting what those whites have done to them. But the masses of black people in America today don't go for what Martin Luther King is putting down. As you said in one of your articles, it's psychologically insecure or something of that sort. I forget how you put it. But you didn't endorse what Martin Luther King was doing yourself.
I do not reject his goals of full integration and full equality rights for American citizens. Do you reject these goals?
If you don't think that he's walking on the right road, I'm quite sure you don't agree that he'll get to the right place. And if you would classify his method as psychologically unrealistic, I think that if a man's method is psychologically unrealistic, which means the road or the means or the method that he's using, I think as a psychologist, you'd be very doubtful
I don't think
that he would reach
true.
the right.
If anyone has ever lived with a nonviolent movement in the South, from Montgomery on through the Freedom Rides and through the sit-in movement and the recent Birmingham movement, and see the reactions of many of the extremists and reactionaries in the white community, he wouldn't say that this movement this philosophy makes him comfortable. I think it arouses a sense of shame within him often in many instances. I think it does something to touch the conscience and establish a sense of guilt. Now, so often people respond to guilt by engaging more in the guilt-evoking act in an attempt to drown the sense of guilt. But this approach certainly doesn't make the white man feel comfortable. I think it disturbs the other things, conscience, and it disturbs this sense of contentment.
Nothing will they ever do. They will always talk it, but they won't practice it. And with the Supreme Court, if the NAACP can tell me that they want a desegregation decision for me 10 years ago, but yet the schools haven't been desegregated, as I say, this is a victory with no victory. It's a victory that you can talk about, but it's a victory you can't show me. So if you represent the NAACP and you are telling me about this great victory you won for me, when I look at you, I have to conclude that either you have been duped yourself or else you are trying to dupe me. And in most instances where the civil rights struggle is involved, there is no civil rights leader can point to me one concrete gain, practical gain.
You are not niggers. You are not coons. You may smoke reef and drink wine and do crazy, wicked things, but you are not a wicked person by nature. You have lent yourself to wickedness, but you are a divine creature that must now come into the knowledge and power of your own divinity. And no preacher can resurrect you into your divinity. It takes God himself to bring you into your own divine nature. So we're not dealing with prophets. We have walked out of prophet teaching. This is the time and the presence of God. So I don't talk about God will come. God is already here. And he's working in me to resurrect you to your divine nature.
Let's go, class. Let's file on in. Let's file on in. Y'all know what time it is. Y'all know what time it is, yo. Salute to the good bread. Salute to the good breads in the chat, yo. Let's take attendance, guys, real quick. Down South Yella, salute to you, my guy. Shadrack Rob, salute to you, my guy. Aviated View Sound, salute to you, my guy. Tolo 201, you already know, my G. Zone, happy birthday, Zone. Happy birthday, my G. Word. XL Pro in the house. KDH, salute, my guy. It's my battery pack right there, yo. You know what I mean? Down South Yellow, thanks for the $10 cash app, yo. I got that. You just gave me the notification too to go turn my shit off, so I got that one. You know what I mean? Black Trunks, salute to Black Trunks. You know what I mean? Prophet Elijah, salute, my guy. CeeLo, Madison, Harlem, stand up. You know what I mean? Dirty folks in the building. You already know. Poppy, salute, and thanks for subscribing. Thanks for subscribing to the School of Common Sense, man. Y'all already know what time it is. Keep in mind, guys, we don't cater to any groups, gangs, communities, feelings, emotions, or religions. We cater to the truth. We cater to common sense, and we do not complicate it. We remove the gray area, guys. We call out bad behavior in both men and women. Yeah. All right, guys. So before we get started, if anybody need to go, y'all need to go now. If you do not like new information, if you do not like critical thinking, you know what I mean? If you must hate, you know what I mean, the white man that we all been looking for, because I never saw him, you know what I mean? But by the end of this video, you'll know him. You know what I mean? You'll know him. By the end of my videos, you know who all the white man is. The white man is yourself, fool. I don't know who taught you how to be. I know who taught you how to be dumb. But again, guys, if you can't intake, you know what I mean, new information, you have to go. You definitely have to leave this live. Because I know how you niggas been raised, bro. I know how you niggas been brought up. And I know how you niggas been groomed to worship everybody but yourself and God. You know what I mean? So we not gonna do that. We no longer gonna do that. When you walk in these doors, you gonna hold your head up. You know what I mean? And you gonna feel yourself. That's what we do over here. We feel ourselves. So I don't give a fuck how you feel when you walk through these doors, but your feelings is not the facts, and you are to feel yourself. All right, look yourself in the face, look yourself in the mirror, point the finger at you when you come in these doors. All right, guys. So if you can't do that, it's that time. It's that time of the live to get the fuck out of here. Get on out of here, guys. Get on out of here, guys. All right. Yeah. Get on out of here. And don't look back, you big dummy. You know what I mean? Don't look back. All right, y'all. So while the fickle ones file out, and get on out of here. You know what I mean? The rest of y'all, salute to y'all for liking the truth. You know what I mean? This is no knock. You know what I mean? I'm not here to force what I believe on you guys. I'm just here to make sure y'all critically thinking, making sure y'all not letting people get one underneath the table on y'all, underneath y'all nose. You know what I mean, guys? That's all I'm here to do. Cause I'm straight. I'm straight. You know what I mean? I'm doing God's work. I'm doing the Lord work. And the Lord told us about these people. And it ain't even that they bad people, guys. It's how you take to these people. You know what I mean? These brothers and sisters and your mother is not God. You know what I mean? They not your God. You know what I mean? They not your God. So a lot of us take in the belief that the Martin Luther Kings and the Malcolm X's, no knock to them, as if they Bible. Shit they said, the shit they stand for is Bible. How about you build something yourself and make that Bible and stop following motherfuckers? Cause y'all see the thumbnail today. We gonna get to the bottom of the hateful sucker shit in men. Yes, the hateful sucker shit in most black men. The ones that do not change the laws of their mind. Cause one thing about beta males is beta males are unbalanced. So they're either too extreme or sucker shit. You know what I mean? They either simped out hard to where they hit bitches or they just get straight taken advantage of. It's no in between with an unbalanced boy, an unbalanced man. You know what I mean? That's what you learn with beta males. But something caused that. Some programming caused that. And I always told y'all over here that I never really took to none of these two that's in the thumbnail, guys. I never took to none of the two that's in the thumbnail because I always told you Martin Luther King was that guy that taught us. And it's embedded in our fabric as black men to get spit on, shit on, and water droused on us and turn the other way. No, bro. That's not what God said. He said turn the other cheek. But then there's verses in that book, guys, that let you know. You know what I mean? So we ain't playing that. And then we got our brother Malcolm X, who taught us how to be wrathful and taught us how to be overreactional. You know what I mean, guys? But one thing I will say, me, my personal opinion, I would have loved to see where Malcolm X would have took it once he realized he was working for the machine. He was the person he was in taking his information was a puppet, was an elite. You know what I mean? So once he realized that and he started moving another direction, moving another way, started calling out more shit, and they ain't have no handle on them. What happened. So they say. You know what I mean? So y'all stick around. We're gonna really unpack a lot of shit today. We're gonna get into a lot of shit today, guys. Y'all know how I do it. Quality content. Let's get it in, guys. Let me reiterate what I was telling you guys about. Us black folks, man, we consider poor. We consider the poor people. So when I play information like this, don't play like if you not poor, you poor. We are poor. All right? We are poor, motherfucker. We all poor. And this is what we be out here doing. We be out here looking for motherfuckers to do things for us. Like the niggas is supposed to do something for us. No, Malcolm X and what he fought for, not supposed to open up doors for us. We gotta open
Number
up our
15.
own doors.
Poor people believe that others should help them reach the top. The world doesn't owe you anything. Nobody does. Believe it or not, you're in this by yourself. You are in charge of what happens in your life. The thing is, everyone believes when they're young that they're going to be successful, but then reality happens. This world we're living in rewards only the best of the best. Those that never quit, those that keep learning, keep adapting, and understand that nobody will solve their problems for them. Face them head on and along.
And that's a fact. So it don't matter how much you studied. It don't matter how much is somebody else's business you can regurgitate and you know, oh, I know this, I know this about that, but this one did that. What are you doing? It always gonna come back to what you doing, bro. Because none of the people you worshiping is your God. You know what I mean? None of the people you worshiping is you. You know what I mean? And our society and our media and the mainstream have a funny little way of pushing these folks in front of us. That's anti-Christ-like, guys. That's anti-Christ-like. You know what I mean? They push these antichrists in front of us, and we stay stagnant, following them, worshiping them, taking in their beliefs, guys. How the fuck did these two greatest speakers of our time, of our generation, how the fuck is it that these two never ever merged together and never had a sit down talk? They met each other. They had one brief minute where they took some pictures, fake laughing and smiling with each other, bro. They was in the build. They was in the same place at the same time one time. And these are the two greatest black folks of our time, guys. And y'all don't find that funny. You know what I mean? We talk about building with the brothers all day, every day. And you mean to tell me you got this genius with this genius and none of these geniuses ever come together when we got such enemy? We got the white man, because the white man, that's a hell of an enemy, right? KKK. That I would think that that's a hell of an enemy. We still talk about that motherfucker to this day. But we got two mega powers and they never, ever, ever, ever come together. Man, y'all already know. I'm gonna keep this one clean, cause that's a SMD. That's a SMD if you think you gonna beat me in my head. But we gonna get to the bottom of why these two never came together. But let's focus on the people. Let's focus on the people that they brainwashed and the people that they got vibrating on some frequencies that might be not useful and definitely stagnant. That's why they not making. That's why they not going where they going, and that's why the hate and now they make themselves more of a victim because Malcolm X said the white man and. Come on, guys. And then you got the other simping forces who follow Malcolm or Martin Luther King. They just let the women and they just let the people run all over them. They done turned themselves into absolute sheeps.
The way, you might meet people who feel the same way and might share parts of the journey with you. Otherwise, you'll just be a part of that majority that's meant to fail.
Salute, good breads, and I see you made it to the end of our first playlist, guys.
All right, I ain't got to finish all of that. For those of you that want to see that rest of that video, y'all could go on over to the New School State of the Art. That's where I pulled that video at from, right? Before we go and unpack, we just doing some warm-up video so I could get y'all to think. You know what I mean? That video was, for those of y'all that just came on in, that video was touching on the fact that a lot of us sit there and wait and look for other people to build shit we could build ourselves. Malcolm X and Martin Luther King is not our God. You know what I mean? And our black history is our God, the Bible. That's where our black history. Let's stop running with this American black history shit, bro. That's not our history. That's what somebody who conquered us wrote and wanted it to be, bro. The victors write the history books, bro. Our history book is that Bible. So I hope I don't offend anybody who just love Malcolm X, who just love Martin Luther King. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know who taught y'all how to be stupid, bro. You know what I mean? But then again, I do. Your moms. You're a hell of a mother, bro. Come on, we got to shake that shit tonight. We got to shake that shit this evening. But this is another key 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 element that I want to break down today. We're gonna get over today. And I pulled this from the Pocahontas movie, which you could pull a lot of racist and racial motivated things from that movie right there. And that's kind of the blueprint of how they carved America. You know what I mean? America, like I tell you all of the time, is just one big stadium run by the elites. The elites is the owner of the stadium in America. All right? And you got fans, and then you can put any battle, you could put any teams to fight each other in America. And every team that fight each other hate the other side. They have fans that root, that go out and buy in. You know what I mean? They go to the confession stands. So at the end of the battle, you have one dead team, his and their fans, and then you have a winning team and their fans. But only team that won was America, the stadium, guys. You gotta remember that. That's how they do that. You could put the Chinese on the blacks. You could put black on black. You could put man on man, man on woman. You could put any team in that arena and run this blueprint that we gonna go over today. All right, and that's sad. It sucks that they play us like that, but we do it to ourselves because we need to wake up. You know what I mean? We need to wake up. We get people like Candace Owens that warn us, but we so worried about who she's sleeping with. You know what I mean? She warned us about Black Lives Matter. Because honestly, the shit we going to unpack today, how we know motherfucking Malcolm X and Martin Luther King wasn't really the original Patrice O'Neills and the original Black Lives Matter, which they was, because that was the whole civil rights movement anyway, is funded by the fucking people that we supposed to be marching and hating. So how stupid do we look? You know what I mean? How stupid do we look, guys? Like, we got to really start asking ourselves, man. We got to really start asking ourselves, guys. So let me get into this. I pulled this from the movie Pocahontas. That movie show you what they wanted, how they got us out here looking crazy and making money for them. You know what I mean? It ain't even about Pocahontas not being young and all of that. Nah, I pulled something totally different from that movie right there. What's this? Just watch this.
Pocahontas. Nobody expects Disney movies to be completely historically accurate, but when they created Pocahontas, they definitely changed their.
In fact, y'all, we did a full video on this, so y'all go check that video out where we broke down mad of them joints. But even on that video, guys, I told y'all I was gonna come back to that part, and this is that part right here. Especially, I could use that to break this down.
Story quite a bit. To start, Pocahontas wasn't even her real name. She was born around 1596 and given the name Amonute. Pocahontas happened to be her nickname, which means playful one or ill-behaved child. Another part of the history that was changed was the age of Pocahontas. At that time, she really would have been around 11 or 12, but in the movie, it looks like she is a full-grown woman. John Smith would have been in his mid to late 20s, so it's not likely the two had feelings for one another. And if they did, ugh. A lot of people do not discuss the racial stereotypes this film presents. It depicts Native Americans as two types of people: the noble, who is a symbol of goodness, and the vicious savage, who is full of violence, rage, and anger. Both are
You see how that worked right there? You see how that movie, you had Noble, and then you had the Savage Vision. You know what I mean? You see how they predicted it? That's the symbolization of your Martin Luther King and your Malcolm X right there. I'm gonna play that part back, yo. That's key. You gotta listen to shit, man.
stereotypes this film presents. It depicts Native Americans as two types of people: the noble, who is a symbol of goodness, and the vicious savage, who is full of violence, rage, and anger. Both are extremely offensive to their culture. Many people also believe that the movie was a whitewash to Native American history by glossing over the fact that they suffered extreme violence and prejudice from the white settlers. Pocahontas. Nobody expects Disney movies to be.
You see how they did that, guys? You see how they did that? That's exactly how they do, you know what I mean, the blacks on the whites. It was created. Remember that video 2 nights ago where I showed you how they teach from young in their schools, they teach racism and how to hate color and how they use color symbolisms. Color represents symbols, and when you read everything about the word black in the dictionary is negative. When you read everything about the word white is positive. You know what I mean? And that's groomed on these kids through school. So it's all learned behavior. And then when you have these leaders, these so-called leaders that work with the elites, you know what I mean? You all fucked up. I told you, we under attack in many ways, more ways than you think, more ways than you want to believe. Because we know we under attack, you know what I mean? But it's not the way you think we under attack. Everybody under attack if you poor, you know what I mean? And it's all poor people. It's that don't come in no colors. You know what I mean? That come in every color. You feel me? This shit is a good versus evil thing, guys. It's not about black and white. It's not even about man versus woman, guys. That's why I don't even allow y'all to get me caught up in that low vibration of talking about the hell of a mothers. We know they stupid, you know what I mean? But it's a good versus evil war. Whoever choose to do evil, gonna get it. And whoever choose to do good, gonna be blessed. Know what I mean? Our history is in the Bible. Right? So moving right along, let's get on into 6 things you might not have known about Martin Luther King. You know what I mean? Because we know the mainstream. And I'm going through the mainstream stuff before I get deep. You know how I do. Before we get deep, I'll stop and I'll tell y'all guys to breathe. Because I know how heavy y'all want to cling to the stupidity that y'all was taught and learned in these schools and shit like that. So don't worry about it. We still on the mainstream outlook. They look fancy and nice and yeah. All right. So 6 things you might not have known about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Let's get into that.
What's up, guys? Fraser here for Complex. We're in for another greatly appreciated long weekend, but more important, it's Martin Luther King Jr. Day, where we salute one of our nation's greatest and most important figures for his efforts and legacy. We all know the hallmarks, the I Have a Dream speech, his March on Washington, Selma, the Nobel Peace Prize, etc. So, since we're all well-versed in his legendary feats, instead, this time around, we thought we'd spotlight a few interesting but little-known facts about the man himself. He almost took his own life. At age 12, Martin tried to commit suicide because he blamed himself for his grandmother's death. The two were very close, but Martin learned of her death by heart attack while attending a parade against his parents' wishes. He was so distraught that he tried to kill himself by jumping from a second-story window. One of Stevie Wonder's most classic songs was made for him. Stevie Wonder wrote his famous Happy Birthday song, now a staple of black birthday parties, for MLK. Stevie was one of the people who campaigned for MLK Day, and the single served as his PSA to spread the cause. Someone else died the same night he did. Martin wasn't the only person who died at the Lorraine Hotel on April 4th of '68. The woman the hotel is named after, Lorraine Bailey, actually saw King get shot and suffered a fatal heart attack as a result. He influenced the original Star Trek. Martin convinced Nichelle Nichols to stay on Star Trek as Aurora when she considered quitting after season 1. According to Nichols, Martin advised her to stay because Aurora's character, an intelligent officer and equal to her white counterparts, broke the stereotype.
It sounded like brother Martin was always good with the women. He was always simping with the women. And not for nothing, I ain't know about that, him jumping out the window. So I ain't know about him attempting or wanting to jump out the window. I ain't know about that. That was exclusive, new information. I'm sorry, you know what I mean?
Stereotype of the way black people were typically portrayed in film and TV at the time. It's pretty dope in retrospect when you think about Aurora's legacy to the people who list her as an inspiration, like Whoopi from the acting side, who says she reacted to Aurora with, "There's a black lady on TV and she ain't no maid," to Ronald McNair, the second black person in space. MLK Day was met with resistance. Martin Luther King Day wasn't officially observed in all 50 states until 2000. Some southern states even combined it with Robert E. Lee Day, which is just mind-blowing. These days, though, it's also observed in Toronto and Hiroshima. So, those are a few facts about MLK that you might not have known. Enjoy this MLK Day, and of course, happy birthday to the legend. Complex,
All right, moving right along. I really couldn't find too much on brother Martin. You know what I mean? As like content that y'all need, you know what I mean? That's not mainstream. So I ain't even gonna hold you. But of course I had to go check with my girl. On the brother Malcolm X, and got some good old information on Malcolm X that I don't think y'all might know. You know what I mean? So let's go to my girl. You know what I mean? Hold on, let me bring it in. Where you at? Let's see. All right, hold on. All right, guys. Here we go. Let's get it.
Today we're looking at 15 things you didn't know about Malcolm X. It's time to go back in time. Today we're talking about a very controversial yet important figure of America's recent history. His name is Malcolm Little, aka Malcolm X. He was an American Muslim and one of the most prolific human rights activists for the black community. Born into a semi dysfunctional family, his father was killed when he was a teenager, and his mother struggled her entire life. Living in New York in the 1950s and 60s, Malcolm had a tough upbringing, and everything that happened to him, personally and professionally, shaped his beliefs and actions. Although he lived a short life, his preaching and activism are still remembered today. Some might think he was an extremist, seeking violence, and others will see him as a courageous and outspoken man of that generation. As a Black American Muslim and an activist, Malcolm was both loved and hated, haunted, respected, and remembered. So let's have a look at 15 things about his life that not everyone talks about. Number 1. One of his handwritten letters is up for sale for $1.25 million. The lost chapters of Malcolm's autobiography were found and sold for only $7,000, but recently, a handwritten letter which he wrote not long before he died is now up for sale. The price for this precious and personal item? $1.25 million. The letter had Arabic illustrations and writing, and it spreads over 6 pages. He depicts one of his most important journeys of his life, the beautiful landmarks, and expresses his wishes for peace and acceptance. Although his views changed, he died shortly after. Number 2. He discovered Islam in prison. The circumstances that led Malcolm to prison time were a little out of his hand. He was sentenced to 10 years in jail, which is where he met with a fellow convict that got Malcolm to read more and be more informed. It was also perfect timing because the Nation of Islam was getting more attention as a new religious movement backed by African Americans. Nagged by his family, he adopted the new religion and later became a member and a minister of the Nation of Islam. Number 3. He went on a pilgrimage to Mecca. Any follower of Islam knows a pilgrimage to Mecca is mandatory at least once in a lifetime for those who are able to do it. Mecca is the holiest city for Muslims, located in the Arab Peninsula. As a newly turned Muslim, Malcolm was also due for a trip to the holy city, and he did everything he could to achieve it. His sister helped him fund the trip to Mecca, but it was not a smooth experience. He has U.S. citizenship and couldn't speak Arab, which got him into a little trouble. Thanks to his reputation and activism, he was granted access and was able to attend an event that changed the way he viewed his Muslim equals. Number 4. His speeches were recorded and later published. Back then, media was not so modern or easy to access, so Malcolm's ideas and speeches were not able to get to everyone. He never made any notes, written books, or essays, so the only record of his activism that we still have today is from his autobiography and the few recordings of his speeches. Some of them can be found in the autobiography written by Alex Haley and other mentions, interviews, or press. He died at the age of 39, and the world barely had a chance to know or understand who he really was. Number 5. Malcolm X had a net worth of $150,000. Spending half of his life recovering from a traumatic upbringing and then prison time, Malcolm was not a man who focused on money or fortune. He was not a millionaire and he did not live in a mansion, even though he did have 6 children. The fortune he left behind was of $150,000, as some sources say, and that came from the publishing rights of his autobiography, the movie, and so on. His family struggled after his passing, and although the Nation of Islam had around $40 million, they spent nothing to help them. Number 6. He had racist beliefs. Black people were granted the right to vote in 1970.
Now I'm gonna stop you right there, Luxie, because you call it racist. I call it he had anti-normal beliefs. He had the normal belief was let him slap you, and he had the opposite. So that don't make it racist, guys. That just make it opposite of the norm. Like you see how they say we're bashing? No, we're not bashing. We're just anti-feminist. You know what I mean? Period.
Just a few years after Malcolm X died. Like him, there were other
But his beliefs did rally up a lot of folks with this the white man, we're victims, and that wasn't good. That's not holy.
Activists that tried to fight for their equal rights in the US and other places as well. Unfortunately, when you pair oppression with Islam, hatred can be born. Because Black
Facts.
people were oppressed and subject to racism for so many years, some of them were also racist towards white people. He often called for separation, gun control, and preached Black.
Now let's keep it real. We more racist. We are more racist to white folks than white folks are racist to us, bro. Word up. And we be racist to the wrong white folks.
Supremacy as the majority race and the cradle of humankind. Although he himself was a victim of racism, he was also a racist. Number 7. Some say he was homosexual and a criminal. After a few manuscripts of his autobiography went missing.
And I gotta stop you again because those would probably be the people that just wanted to tarnish his reputation once he realized he was a puppet. You know what I mean, guys? You gotta remember, I'm only addressing the Malcolm X that was working for the CIA. You know what I mean? The Malcolm X who was under Elijah Muhammad, that Malcolm X, that's all we could give him credit for because right after that, he was got. Once he realized what was going on here, you know what I mean? He got. You know what I mean? So we be giving him credit for programming us fucked up. When I believe in my heart, Malcolm X, he had that tenacity to really, really do something. He was gonna get killed because he had the tenacity to really do something to make a dent. But nah, bro, I ain't giving you no credit for why you was working for them niggas that got us all here and to begin with. Nope. You not gonna get me like that. Like I'm too emotionally intelligent, bro. Like I don't feel victimized to where I'm gonna let somebody stand on my shoulders. I don't give a fuck what your name is, yo, what your title is. You know what I mean? What did you contribute to me? And you did nothing. You did nothing for us, but got a bunch of niggas riled up, bro.
Missing for decades and later found, people began questioning the person Malcolm was trying to portray in the book. Although his legacy and image are mainly positive, some scandalous theories do rise. The book Malcolm X, A Life of Reinvention, by the late Columbia scholar Manning Marable, describes him as being homosexual, a criminal, and a martyr. He spent more than 10 years reading and researching, talking with people and interviewing Malcolm's contemporaries. The book shed another light on his past and image. Is it accurate?
I told y'all, man, I'm not black no more, bro. I told y'all niggas I'm not black no more, bro. So I ain't scared to say the shit that they govern in the poverty communities. You know what I mean? Because you know it's all about street credibility over there. It's all about the story, how the story that they could tell, the gangster story. They don't give a fuck about a nigga real credit. They don't give a fuck about a nigga real attributes or a nigga real what a nigga really do. You know what I mean? They don't give a fuck about the try, yo. It's all about what you show. So no. We ain't doing that. Miss me with that shit. And I'm gonna teach it. I'm gonna spread it. I told y'all I'm Abraham, bro, and God's speaking through me to y'all. So stop missing the message. You know what I mean? Don't fight it. Don't fight it. You know what I mean? Y'all know about I tell y'all the story all the time. The book of Hagar, yo. Go get that book. Go get that book. That's one of the lost books in the Bible, the book of Hagar. He sent me to warn the Israelites, guys. Y'all his people. We his people. The Israelites is his people. He sent me to warn y'all. You know what I mean? And tell y'all to build his temple. And I don't mean everybody gonna have a family. No, because his temple is also your mind. If you build your solid mind and be a free agent and not fuck over no women, you know what I mean? You could dabble with the women, but as long as you're not fucking over no women, you all right, bro. You know what I mean? You all right. You all right in his book. But stop missing the message. Stop missing the message, bro. This is a good versus evil war, bro. Good versus evil. And these niggas right here is entertainment. That's what these niggas is. Entertainment. I love reading their little stories and all that dumb shit. Civil rights. That shit was the first Black Lives Matter movement.
We will never know. Number 8. His children are fighting over his $1.4 million legacy. After
Look at the evil. Look at the evil. The evil. Like I said, good versus evil, my guys.
Malcolm died, his wife Betty was left with 6 children alone. She struggled and decided to continue.
Yo, AV out of sound. It's called the book of Hagar. The book of Hagar. You know what I mean? Haagi. The book of Hagar. You know what I mean? Look, yeah, go Google it. Google it. You look it up. Definitely get that book. It's a short book. You know what I mean? It's a short book. It's not many pages, but it's going to tell you that story. And the God sent many messages. He sent Hagar. He sent Joshua, Jehovah. He sent a lot of, you know what I mean? The Israelite names. You know my pronunciation. You know I'm a dumb motherfucker. So I can't even sit here and pronounce them. But he sent a couple of messages to the people, and the people ignored them. The people ignored them, bro. Like, nah, we got time. And I mean, they was just a building. They had their own shit there and all that. In fact, we'll go into it. We'll go into it. Before I leave this live, I'll play a little clip. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, 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 Minister O. Salute to Minister O. I'm gonna play a clip of it before we leave this live tonight. You know what I mean? And I don't want to spook y'all out. In fact, I don't want to spook none of y'all out on the content we're about to go into.
Her education in order to secure her future. Although she died after her grandson set fire to her apartment, the legacy of Malcolm X is now at almost $1.4 million. Some of it is under the court's ruling because his wife, and now his children, are not fitted to care for it. The daughters have traded accusations of irresponsibility, mental incapacity, and fiscal mismanagement of the estate. New documents have risen from Malcolm's past, and they can be worth even more, but we won't see them published until they figure out how much money to get out of it and who gets that money. Family issues can get so problematic. Number 9. He met with Martin Luther King for a brief second. The civil rights movement that was going on in the 1950s and 60s wasn't enough of a change for Malcolm. He wanted for African Americans to get back to Africa, and for those who wanted to stay in America to have a special country just for them. Martin Luther.
Now, I ain't an advocate of that because I ain't going to Africa. I do not want to go to Africa, yo. I like U.S. land. I like it here. But we could have split this motherfucker. Why we couldn't split this motherfucker? We ain't that many. It's not that many of us. Like I said, we could have split this motherfucker. We could have took the East Coast, they could have took the West Coast, and then we could have split at the Midwest, and we stay over here, they stay over there. And if we wanted to visit our white breads over there, we go get the pass and go visit our white breads over there. Something happened to our ass while we over there visiting our white breads, that's their ass, Mr. Postman. Likewise, we'll actually be more nicer to our white breads, and our white breads, I think, will be more nicer to us. But you know what I mean? We got certain black folks that just I want to sit in the chair. The white person sat in the chair, so now I want to sit in the chair. Like, why? 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 But then we sit here and but the white man, like it don't make no sense, bro. I told y'all before, bro. We not victims, bro. We 7 feet giants out this motherfucker. Drowning in a 3 feet pool, bro, and all we have to do is stand the fuck up. You know what I mean? Do that make sense, guys? Do that make sense? Really? You know what I mean, guys? I said we the most dumbest people walking around this motherfucker, yo. We buy from people that we say we don't like, right? We don't like the white man, right? But we buy from him. We buy all his shit, right? The designers and the Jordans and this and the that and the, you know what I mean? With money we know we don't have, right? We know we don't have this money because we have no generational wealth. So we're buying from people we don't like with money we don't have to do what? What we do with the stuff we have. We walk around other broke folks, right? Other broke individuals like ourselves to stun on them. So we buy from people we hate with money we don't have to impress people we don't know. And I tell you this all of the time, guys. Who taught us to be stupid? You know what I mean? Come on.
King was different. Although they had different political views, they were fighting for the same cause. Number 10. There is a boulevard named after him in New York. In spite of living a short
Harlem stand up. That's my guy. That's the Malcolm X Boulevard, yo. It's crazy over there too, man. That boulevard is crazy, man. I had some crazy nights. That boulevard connect to the West Side Highway. All my New York, all my New York niggas know. That, you know what I mean? Y'all know what time it is. Malcolm X Boulevard. Right after Adam Clay and Powell. You know what I mean?
life full of controversies and problems with the Nation of Islam, Malcolm X successfully managed to influence and remain a key figure in America's recent history. The house he grew up in was destroyed by construction workers that didn't know how important it was. So nowadays, we get to see Malcolm X's name on the streets. In New York, there's a boulevard named after him, and many other cities pay tribute to him by naming their streets, schools, or institutions after him. Recently, Turkey named the street where the U.S. Embassy is after him. His efforts were definitely not forgotten. Number 11. His face and image is used as motivation. After his
Exactly, guys. That's imagery right there. That's called the imagery. They already know what they had him do, and what the impact he would leave. So now they still reap. They still, you know what I mean. This is when they say you're worth more. You're worth dead. You're worth more dead than alive. You know what I mean? To the program, to the system. You know what I mean? Think about it. Look how many people still worship Tupac, and he been dead for how long? But look how many young ones that still fuck their whole life taking in and believing that they were actually Tupac. They were soldiers of Tupac. Thug life, baby, baby. Fucked up right now.
assassination and release of the autobiography, Malcolm's image began to be associated with Nelson Mandela, Martin Luther King, and later, even Barack Obama. There are thousands of murals and tributes all over the world depicting him. Some use his image in drug rehabilitation facilities to give people a strong motivational presence. His face can be seen in both poor neighborhoods as well as famous parks from Chicago, Oklahoma, and Detroit.
And that's another thing. Pete Game, he's so influential. Why he ain't in y'all neighborhood? Why those pictures? Why those pictures is not in y'all neighborhood? Why is Martin Luther King and Malcolm X not celebrated in a white neighborhood? You know what I mean? I mean, that's what they was actually fighting for. So wouldn't it be more, you know what I mean, beneficial that the person that created this divide and conquer shit, why don't you celebrate the guys that you had fighting in your arena, you know what I mean, killing themselves in your arena? Why don't you celebrate them guys, you know what I mean, in your area, in your neck of the woods? There's no pictures of them in your neck of the woods. Why you got to keep plastering them in our neck of the woods? Reminding us. All you doing is winding us up to keep the bullshit going, to keep the hate shit going. Every time we see a picture of them, it's supposed to remind us that we supposed to hate you. Like, come on, guys. Make sure y'all not running with this programming, Goodbreads. I need y'all to unhook.
Detroit. Some of them have disappeared due to construction work or time, but every now and then a new mural depicting Malcolm X is made. He's definitely not being forgotten. Number 12. He inspired Muhammad Ali to join Islam. We all know the great boxer Muhammad Ali. He is a legend, but just like Malcolm, had a troubled past. Back in the 1960s, he began hanging out with members of the Nation of Islam, where he met Malcolm X, with whom he spent a lot of time. When Malcolm left the nation,
That's the program. Find the people with the weakness, draw them in, and then make them spend their money. It's the Antichrist. That's the Antichrist effect. You find the people with the weakness, pretend you have a cure for their weakness, suck them in, got them in, and now you got them worshiping you and not their own God and not their own self, bro. Same shit. Same shit.
he tried to convince Ali to do the same, but he didn't want to hear about it and broke ties. Looking back to everything that happened with Malcolm and the Islamists, Ali describes their separation as his biggest regret. Number 13. His autobiography was made into a successful movie. Malcolm X's autobiography sold in over 6 million copies worldwide so far. It's a very popular book, even though Malcolm and Alex Haley only received $30,000 in advance for it. More sales came after the movie Malcolm X was released in 1992. Denzel Washington was cast as Malcolm, and although the movie was hyped about, the producers found it hard to secure the budget for it. They spent around $33 million and managed to grasp over $50 million, according to Box Office Mojo. Number 14. He was killed with 21 gunshots.
Now I want y'all to remember that. Remember that. 21 gunshots, so they say. Right? Remember that, guys. Hold that down. When we get to the content.
After Malcolm came back from his pilgrimage to Mecca and his African and European trips, the Nation of Islam started hunting him and actively tried to assassinate him and his family several times. He was no longer a member of the Nation of Islam. Backed by the FBI.
So you mean that was black on black crime? You mean these brothers that he did so much work for and who's sitting there fronting like they not puppets? Wait, hold on. Time out. Because I told y'all, time after time, good brothers, we not the smartest niggas in the world, right? And I know we kicked all of the dumb niggas out the class already. We sent them niggas to the locker rooms, right? But let me get this clear. I'm running with Chicago Bulls, right? I'm running with the Bulls. I play, no matter of fact, fuck the Bulls right now. I play for the New York Knicks. I play for the Knicks. Boom. I play for the New York Knicks. I put in work for the Knicks, right? Phil Jackson is my coach. So I put in work for the Knicks. Phil Jackson. This is the last time I watched sports, guys. That's how detached I am from. I don't even know what y'all don't even know what team to pick, what the coach go with what players is there. Shit. Last time I watched sports, Melo was on the Knicks. You feel me? But all right, so say word. I'm on the Knicks. And Phil Jackson is my coach. All right. I find out Phil Jackson is a snake. So I say, you know what, I'm gonna make my own team up. So I make up the Black Hawks. So I'm playing, and you mean to tell me the Knicks come and kill me? When I was on the Knicks, I thought our enemy was the White Knights. I thought our enemy was the White Knights. So you mean to tell me the whole time when I was working with the Knicks, I was just a puppet for the White Knights? But I thought those are my enemies. You see how the foolish this shit get, bro? You see how funny this shit get, bro? That's why I tell y'all with this religion shit, be careful. Be careful with the religion, bro. Be careful with the religion, bro. You don't need none of that shit. All you need is yourself and your belief in one God, the God that's within you, bro. Because God is already here. He not coming back. He not gonna help you either. Nothing Martin Luther King, Malcolm X fought for gonna help you. You is responsible. Stand up. Stand up, black man. You not drowning, bro. You know what I mean? I want to salute the white brothers that fought for us, and cause not all black, not all white people, you know what I mean, is racist, bro. You know, if it wasn't for white people, we wouldn't be, you know what I mean? We wouldn't have the opportunity we had. Not all white people wanted to see us captive, bro. You know that? Yeah. You gotta learn your history, bro. Y'all gotta learn your history, bro. Before y'all start talking, y'all start looking stupid. Like, and then y'all because y'all pronounce the words clear and y'all know the big words, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it just go to your head and you really think, you start believing the shit you say and the shit that you know. I know you don't. You're wrong. You're wrong and you're stupid, yo. And that's sad, yo. But yeah, guys, remember that. 21 gunshots.
Malcolm managed to escape a few times from the threats, but he was not safe. Less than a year later, he was assassinated during a speech and killed with 21 gunshots by a Nation of Islam member. Inquiries after inquiries went on, and up to this day, they still haven't found the mastermind behind this plot. Number 15. He allegedly sold drugs to Quincy Jones. One of the biggest music producers, Quincy Jones, has made some serious accusations regarding Malcolm X. In a recent interview, he stated that Malcolm X sold him and his friends drugs when he was only 15 years old. Before he was an activist and Islamist, Malcolm was indeed rebellious. His father was killed by white supremacy and his mother struggled a lot, so he had a lot of anger to deal with. I guess we all get a second chance, and Malcolm got one as well. Malcolm X would be 93 years old today. Soon after he died, America made significant efforts to turn history around and stop racism towards Black people. He would be proud of where we are today, but there's still a long way to go, which makes us curious to know if any of you guys have read his autobiography. Let us know in the comments. And since you stuck with us until the end, we have a special reward for you, a bonus fact about Malcolm X. Here it is. Number 16. A theory says that Malcolm X is the father of Barack Obama. Conspiracy theories are a juicy subject. They try to connect and shed light over famous events and people, but somehow end up being trashed because they're too much nonsense. One of them is about Malcolm X being the real father of former President Barack Obama. So why this theory? Because if you take a few pictures and look closely, they kind of look similar. Is that enough evidence? No, not at all, but some people really do try to promote it. The same woman touting this theory is also the woman who said Obama's mother is the daughter of Adolf Hitler and Eva Braun. Maybe that should be enough evidence to brush this off as total nonsense.
And that's a fact, school. That's a fact, bro. Those are some good ass facts, though. I bet y'all ain't know. Bet y'all ain't know everything on that list. Y'all learned something. I told y'all always gonna learn something. You know what I mean? But guys, who y'all want to rock with first? Who y'all want to cut first, man? Who we gonna cut first? Who we gonna break down first? Which one we want to break down first? Because clearly we see a pattern here. Clearly we see a pattern because I wouldn't have these two have I wouldn't have them meet either if they working for the same person. You know what I mean? If they working for the CIA together, and your agenda is to do this and your agenda is to do that, you know what I mean? Why y'all need to meet? You know what I mean? That's the only reason why I see sensible for y'all not having to have to meet. You know what I mean? Fuck all the dumb shit. You can't tell me we have two of the most powerful, most prolific Black minds in the same era at one time, and y'all cannot meet up to come up with a solution to conquer the white man. Nah, man, y'all gotta miss me with that bullshit. Y'all niggas is working for that nigga. Y'all is entertainment. Like I said, guys, now is that time. Now is the time where you might want to inhale and exhale, yo. And don't go slapping people that told you any dumb shit, and you mad now because you about to find out some real shit. Don't get mad at them. They ain't know. You know what I mean? They ain't know. Somebody taught them the dumb shit. But now you know what you know. You gonna learn what you learned, and just don't worry about it. You know what I mean? Don't be mad at nobody. Just be mad at yourself for listening to them stupid motherfuckers. You know what I mean? But let's get on in. Who y'all want to cut first, man? Y'all let me know, yo. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all want to go over Martin Luther King. Put a 2 in the chat if y'all want to go over Malcolm X first. You know what I mean? But we gonna cut both today. You know what I mean? Because it's all some fake shit, bro. So I'll give y'all time. I'll give y'all a chance. We'll throw in a little break.
He wanted to be humble. He could have had a big home. He drove a little old car in his younger days trying to be humble. But they think you don't have nothing. People don't respect you when you look like you don't have no money. So I got to buy diamonds. I got to be the heavyweight champion. I got to have a Rolls Royce. So when I pull up to that other black man with a Rolls Royce, hey, my brother, come on down to the Muslim temple today. I want you to hear the sermon of Allah. Well, he was a pretty car. Where that watch come from? Oh, my man. Come on over. And they listen. You got to have something. Most people will join a church. You get a Catholic church, any kind of church, and build a church and put gold seats in it, put diamond carved speakers on the wall, put carpet in that church, and watch how many followers you will have in your church. Let another man preach a better word of God. Let him have a little house with a storefront, and he won't hardly have no followers. People are in this world, we love wealth. They respect people with money. So I have to buy these things.
Niggas hate on us. You hate on a nigga. I don't understand why you hate on me, nigga.
We don't understand.
Show love, nigga. It don't show nothing. It don't cost nothing to show a nigga love.
All we doing
nigga.
is getting money.
Show a nigga some love, nigga.
Wabbly dabbly.
Niggas out here don't love me, nigga.
They don't love.
Alright, yeah, and it looked like Martin Luther King won, man. It looked like y'all want to talk about Martin Luther King, man. Like I want to talk about Martin Luther King. So right, right. Am I bugging? Is Martin? I see two X's. Wait, what I said? I said, yeah, Malcolm X was 1, and Martin Luther King was 2. Yeah, man. Yeah, all right. So we just gonna go, man. You know what I mean? But y'all breathe. You know what I mean? Y'all breathe. Take a breath. Fair use. YouTube, be nice. Salute to Mr. Palmer. You know what I mean? Couch Gang, stand up. Y'all go check out the Couch Gang channel. That's the backup channel. I know he about to get that started and get that running. But check him out on YouTube, Facebook. You know what I mean? Couch Gang. That's Mr. Palmer. We're gonna talk about both of them. So we're gonna talk about both of them today. Because they both did, it's the same blueprint.
Very sad news, and that is that Martin Luther King was and was tonight in Africa.
I'm gonna be there. I see you next lifetime. I guess I will now. I guess I'll see you next lifetime. When I'm gonna be there.
Fair use. Yeah, Rose Archie, just chill, relax, girl, relax. We don't mean to scare you. You know what I mean? Just be entertained. Are you not entertained, class? This how we do over here, y'all. We raw, uncut. No, we gonna go into Martin Luther King and then we gonna go into Malcolm X. Don't worry about it, yo. They both poison. There's no pick a side here. Pick God. You know what I mean? Pick God. We ain't picking no between it ain't no Martin Luther King or we ain't picking none of these fuckers. We picking God and ourself. You know what I mean? Always bet on yourself and God.
You got me spinning all around, yeah. You need to know what you do to me. Now what am I supposed to do?
We will return to breaking down the fake later, but for now let's try to understand all of this from the beginning. Martin Luther King appeared, out of nowhere, just out of school, to be elected as president of the Montgomery Improvement Association in 1955, with Edgar Nixon as treasurer. This makes no sense. As a side note, Nixon later became an actor with a stage name Nick Latour. He has an extensive IMDb. But let's focus on Martin Luther King. MLK got his PhD from Boston University in the summer of 1955, and by December of that year he was already elected as president of the MIA. How? Over Edgar Nixon. He had only been back in Montgomery a matter of months. Of course, nothing about MLK's early bio makes any sense. For instance, he is supposed to have gotten a BA, 4 years, a Master of Divinity, 3 years, and a PhD, 5 to 6 years, by the time he was 26. Even if he did the BA in 3 years and the PhD in 4, that is still 10 years in college at age 26. Sounds like a tale to me. You would say he was a genius, but if so, why did he need to plagiarize his dissertation? They insert all sorts of apologetics to explain that, but to me, it is simply evidence of a larger fake. The dissertation was probably inserted later as part of his fake bio, and I doubt he wrote any of it. It was written by the cubicle agents at the CIA. Just as in his first TV appearance, it seems as if he's struggling to read something he supposedly wrote.
Damn, yo. Damn, yo. Damn, it sound like y'all niggas got tricked. It sound like y'all niggas got tricked with this nigga right here. It sound like y'all niggas got tricked, bamboozled, hoodwinked.
An inexperienced but determined Dr. King discussed the aims of the boycott in his first filmed interview.
That the seating arrangement would be changed to a first-come, first-served basis.
Follow his eyes as he looks up and down. He's reading something. Listen to his speech patterns. He breaks and struggles.
That Negro passengers would seat from the rear to the front of the bus, and the white passengers from the front to the rear, with no reserved seats for any race. That Negro bus drivers would be employed, particularly on predominantly Negro lines. Decided not to ride the buses in Montgomery until we receive some justice and until we get a hearing, even if it takes a year.
We are told MLK and the other founders of the SCLC was inspired by Billy Graham. Right. Why would these guys be inspired by Billy Graham? Ask yourself if that makes any sense. Billy Graham, who started his crusades in 1947, year one of the CIA. Just a coincidence, right? We were told Billy Graham befriended MLK after he attended one of Graham's crusades in New York in 1957. That doesn't really fit what we were taught about MLK, does it? MLK was supposed to be very progressive. Was Graham progressive?
That's a fact, because that's what I was taught. I was taught he was very progressive. I don't know. See, shit get crazy when you do your research. Shit get crazy when you start to intake new information and you stop holding on and clutching to that dumb shit because it make you feel good or it make you feel like a victim. You know what I mean? And we want the victim award.
Graham attended Bob Jones University. It was founded by a guy who never attended college and was opened in Panama City, Florida, with 88 students. Can you say another CIA production? Panama City is the home of Tyndall Air Force Base, which includes naval support activity. Other than that, there is no reason for Jones to have opened the school there. He had no prior connections to Florida, according to his bio. Bob Jones University moved to Greenville, South Carolina, in 1947. Note the date. Conveniently, Donaldson Air Force Base is just south of Greenville. Bob Jones University did not admit blacks until 1975, and then began admitting them, only because the IRS told them they couldn't keep their tax-exempt status. This was in response to Runyon v. McCrary, which prohibited racial discrimination in private schools. Although Bob Jones University began admitting black students, they didn't allow them to date whites. The IRS revoked their tax status, and the case went to the Supreme Court under Bob Jones University versus the United States. They lost and had to pay $1 million in back taxes. They kept this interracial dating rule until the year 2000. Do these really seem like the kind of people Martin Luther King would be hanging out with?
Your energy feels so damn good to me.
What kind of black person would apply to Bob Jones University? I'd say none. I would bet not one real black person has ever applied, and the Board of Regents probably has to hire a handful of black actors to pretend to be students. Although they now try to sell Billy Graham as a promoter of civil rights, that was not the case. In the time of MLK, Graham preached to segregated audiences and had no problem with it. If you don't believe me, read the comments of this current preacher, Reverend Shockley. He says, as the high priest of the American civil religion, he, more than any other figure, had the moral authority to usher the nation from its racist past to a new multicultural future. But rather than lead, he made only the most modest accommodations possible for the social change happening all around him. From the very beginning of the civil rights movement, Graham made many disparaging remarks about the marches and sit-ins, and warned against moving too fast.
It picks me up, don't wanna come down, got me spinning all.
Martin Luther King, who inhibited progress, while seeming to promote it. MLK's project was very different from Graham's on the surface, but its endgame was the same, protecting the vested interests of the ruling elite by preventing, stalling, or misdirecting any meaningful change.
Exactly, and that's where all of that let them slap you shit. Know what I mean? This is where the simp shit is, know what I mean? To turn your head, ignore the problem really. Don't address the problem. Cancel culture. You know what I mean? This is the shit right here, y'all. This the shit right here, bro. This the very fabric of it right here. The weak-minded guys that just don't want to fight. They just let it go down. They don't check their woman. They just go with the narrative, go with the flow, go with the consensus. That's this shit right here. That's what it perpetuated. Especially when you looking up to niggas like this. He your leader. This the leader of the simps. Right? This the leader of the simps. The little soft niggas that's running around here letting women take advantage of them, not standing up for themselves, tricking. You know what I mean? Now we're gonna get to the abusive predator nigga in a minute. We're gonna get to that spirit. But this the sucker spirit in men right here.
Just as with Graham, MLK's bio is replete with numerology markers. He gave his first sermon in 1947. Martin Luther King's entire output was ghost-written by ghosts, that is to say, Central Intelligence Agency. Support for that comes from the submission by the editors of the Martin Luther King papers, who said that the failure of MLK's teachers to notice his plagiarism was remarkable. They likely knew the papers were written by the CIA, and so were in no position to downgrade them. This is also interesting. This has been reprinted by some websites. Previously we talked about how communism is a fake organization.
Now y'all see that right there.
And always has been. I show this not to prove Martin Luther King was communist. It's to prove MLK was in intel, like these people he is sitting with. While they were faking and controlling the communism project, MLK was faking and controlling the civil rights project. Let's just say that the whole civil rights movement looks managed. The governors could probably see they had to do something, but rather than let things proceed naturally and risk fast and meaningful change, they took control of events and managed them for the minimal inconvenience to themselves. As usual, they needed to give the appearance of progress, while stifling most real progress. It is very easy to see this with the Rosa Parks event, which they pretty much admit was staged. For the next big clue, we go to Stanley Levison, MLK's advisor, close friend, and ghostwriter. That information is not from Stormfront, that is from Wikipedia and Stanford. Levison was a Jewish attorney from New York. He went to Columbia and the New School, both red flags. We have seen the New School in many of these hoaxes. It was founded and funded by Hiram Halley, Jewish, and the Rockefeller Foundation, Jewish. It is one of the premier propaganda and CIA academies in the world, poorly disguised. Levison
Bingo.
was a leader of the American Jewish Congress, and had also been a leader of the Communist Party. He has no genealogy posted.
And this is why I say she got Black Lives Matter written all over it. She got Black Lives Matter written all over it. So all these niggas that shit on Black Lives Matter, but run around here and talk this Martin Luther King, Malcolm X shit, you a damn fool, yo. A damn fool. This shit got Black Lives Matter blueprints written all over it, you big dummy.
Levison looks very much like an agent, and he was probably the head of the CIA cubicle that typed out all of Martin Luther King's writings. It is amazing how little is known of this man.
It kicks me, but you don't want to come down. You got me spinning all around. Yeah.
But how did MLK harm the movement? The greatest damage MLK did was with his fake death. But if you don't understand why it was faked, it may be hard to understand how. But let's try to make sense of all of it. It was faked as a warning to uppity blacks. This is what will happen to you if you push for real change. Some dopey white guy will you when you aren't paying attention. Like most of the other events we have put under a microscope, Tupac, Biggie, Asada, etc., it was staged to create fear. The KKK was invented for the same purpose. Intelligence discovered long ago that a fake event beat a real event every time. In this way, they could create all the fear without any risk to themselves. You can't be prosecuted for a fake crime, can you? You can't be prosecuted for a fake. a fake beating, or a fake lynching. But the fakes create the same fear and chaos as the real thing. It is all part of Operation Chaos.
You need to know.
Let's move on to the fake. It is said that Martin Luther King's final trip to Memphis spanned 32 hours from April 3rd to 4th, so let's deconstruct what they've reconstructed.
Still, it ain't that type of party now. What am I supposed to want me
I've come to the conclusion that the alleged did not take place on the day or time they claim. Pay attention to the footage. The footage shown is 2 different days pieced together. Notice Jesse Jackson's shirt change. And they cut the camera just as he walked to his room. Here we see Jesse Jackson in 2 different shirts. The problem is that the day before Martin Luther King's fake death, Jesse wore this same shirt on the left. Yet on the day of the fake assassination, Jesse Jackson was seen in the same shirt. All they did was change the jacket. The slight color difference is due to the color edit, but it's definitely the same shirt. Jesse Jackson was one of the puppets that would be in the spotlight during this hoax, so they needed to change something.
Off at the street in that direction against that ledge over there.
Here's Jesse Jackson in Martin Luther King's last speech, the day before the alleged assassination.
It's funny how throughout all of the crooked shit, that man still managed to be alive, Jesse Jackson. And he always got a funny part in everybody's story, but that man is still alive. Very messy. Messy Jesse. Absolutely. Messy Jesse.
You could say he changed, but what about the guy in the corner? He's there in the same outfit for both of Jesse Jackson's outfits. I guess they thought no one would pay attention to him.
I know I'm selfish, but I
My point is, it's all a stage play. They probably recorded this scene multiple times. I doubt if the shoot took place at the time they claimed. It also makes no sense. We were told MLK always stayed in room 306 at the Lorraine Motel in Memphis. Wikipedia said it was known as the King Abernathy Suite. That contradicts earlier parts of the history, where it is admitted the king was known to be a target. He had allegedly survived previous assassination attempts. Given that, it would be the height of stupidity to stay in the same room at the same hotel that often. It breaches all the rules of security. You might as well call up the hitman in advance. His loitering on the balcony.
That's a whole fact. You don't need all of the technology we have to know that. That's dumb. That's dumb.
Is also against all rules of security. Another thing that indicates that this was a military operation is that he was allegedly shot at 6:01 p.m. Dopey criminals who leave their rifles in plain sight after a murder aren't normally that punctual, but military intelligence is. The military does things by the clock. The motel owner's brother Patrice Bailey seems to be trying to scoop Martin Luther King's from the ground into a jar. He's also military. Which brings us to the this doesn't look like real blood. In fact, it looks too thick. It resembles paint or fake blood they used in movies during the 1960s. Alfred Hitchcock used chocolate syrup as fake blood in his 1960 thriller Psycho. Since the film was in black and white, the color was less important than the consistency. The movie Bloodbath 1966 also seems to use a thick form of liquid.
Will be butterfly. I guess I'll see you next lifetime.
Look at the pool of blood he's laying in. It looks Hollywood. The viscosity, the textures aren't right. To me, it looks like this fake blood in the picture.
So
They also said the police were there in a matter of seconds.
From coming this way, asking us what happened, you know.
Just that quick?
Just that quick, yeah. In a matter of seconds.
So how did so much pour out to the left side of his body? To me, it appears as if they poured the liquid on the cement first, and Martin Luther King laid on the ground. I always wondered why Martin Luther King had this light mark on the side of his face in one of his last photos.
yes, I will now. I guess I'll see you next lifetime.
It's in the same location they claim he was. Google this image, you will see the same light mark on all photos of this exact image. Maybe it was just a signal so that everyone around knew where the impact was supposed to be. I'm sure they recorded the entire. It's safely stored away in the CIA locked archives. Amazingly, the stain dried, leaving no trace in a matter of hours. Well, they said the cleanup guy was scooping his to put it in a jar. Maybe the was actually clay. Honestly, I wouldn't doubt it. Martin Luther King's fake was released in black and white, no cell phones, not everyone running to the crime scene with handheld cameras. The government could get away with anything they wanted by way of radio and TV.
And that's the thing, back in the days, guys, you gotta remember how easy it was to pull one over on the people. It would be real easy to pull one over on the people. If we didn't have social media, guys, we'll be shit with our brain, the way our brain work, without social media, we'll be swindling everybody. We'll be swindling the world. But now that social media is here, now we got access to this shit. So now it's coming back to hurt them. It's coming back to all the lies is coming back now. All the lies. Now we can actually track it back. You know what I mean? And follow the dots. We can connect the dots. If you're a critical thinker, you can always connect the dots. But this is why they try to silence us, guys. This is why YouTube would try to silence us. Did I not tell you guys that they blocked the video, guys? Hold on, guys. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me show you. Let me show you, guys. This that book of Hagar right here. You know what I mean? This the book of Hagar. But yeah, they blocked the video of the dad that the man that did the shit for the kids, man. They went and they found a way to block the video. I fought it. So I should be hearing back from them soon. You know what I mean? On if they're gonna take it down or if I'm not mistaken, that was a very good video though. That was a 4-hour joint, right? And we all laughed and we ha he and I don't understand, but they censoring us, guys. They censoring us. They don't want us to link up. You know what I mean? Because they know then we going to figure out this shit. we going to figure out all the lies. You know what I mean? We have no black history, guys. We have no black history. This shit all tainted. This shit is a movie. This shit is an act. It's a buy-in. Our black history is in the Bible.
This was taken by Joseph Lau before Ray had even left the premises. Lau was there so fast because he was staying 3 doors down. Lau was a photographer and filmmaker working on a documentary about King, and he just happened to be there ready to roll. That photo is probably a paste-up. Why? Well, study the people on the ground. They don't seem too concerned, do they? You have a dying man above them bleeding to
Facts. You have a whole nigga up there. You have Martin Luther King. I know if Martin Luther King came on this block right now, 2 blocks away would know that he on the block and to be, you know what I mean? So how can he be upstairs on a balcony and nobody cares? Niggas just moseying. Look at the picture, guys. Look at it for yourself. See if this is downstairs, and while upstairs Martin Luther King just got shot. Big gun too, big gun style, military gun style. And these niggas just moseying on along. I see nigga on a bike. This nigga just looking. But shit wild. Shit wild wicked, bro. Hollywood is a very powerful drug, and it's very strong, and it's very spooky, and it's weird. They do weird shit, man.
By a high-caliber rifle, and at least 6 people screaming and pointing, but the people on the ground are just continuing their casual conversations. Look at the group of maids over there having a smoke, totally unaware of the scene around them. So it may interest you to know that this Joseph Lau was rushed to the studio by a fellow King photographer Ernest Withers to develop his 4 rolls of film. Withers was at the Lorraine with Lau, and is one of those going in and out of room 306. Withers was posthumously outed as an FBI informant. The mainstream media tried to spin that revelation in 2008, claiming Withers was a spy against King. But of course, the better explanation is that all these people were FBI or CIA, including King. The whole event was a project. There were no shits from anywhere.
Just how strong that my love is. You need to know what you do to me.
In the motel room, getting out, getting ready to go to dinner. He was going to my house for dinner, as a matter of fact. And as he...
That sound like a whole crab leg to me. I don't know about y'all, but you gotta know the story. You gotta stick to the script, bro. Like, what the fuck?
That my love is. You need to know what you do to me.
In the motel room, getting out, getting ready to go to dinner. He was going to my house for dinner, as a matter of fact. And as he was going to my house for dinner, as a matter of fact. And as he came out about 3 minutes after he had come out, the shot rang out. But as he came out the door, and then we heard I had left him and started across.
Onto his face. It sounded like a stick of dynamite or a large firecracker. Say over our heads because you did not hear a shot. You just saw the explosion in his face. It sounded like a stick of dynamite or a large firecracker.
Notice how they made sure to mention the police were around. I think they're already introducing the conspiracy. The government
Really didn't have my back to where the shot came from.
But no, we already know that the police was already there. As the nigga was turning away to go, the police was already telling them that they was already on the scene there. So he already said that, so they can't run with that.
And when I turned all the way around, we saw the sheriff or the police up on the hill.
Oh yes, we heard the shot, definitely. And then we looked in this direction and we saw policemen coming this way, asking us what happened, you know.
Just that quick?
Just that quick, yeah.
When we turned, all we could see was police coming. Police were coming from the direction of the shot.
The elites are decades ahead of us. But let's move on. Let's look into Martin Luther King's James Earl Ray. None of those pictures really match with what we are told about him, do they? In the first, they have given him an army cut to look like a hick. It doesn't really work. He still looks way too intelligent to be who we are told he is. In the second, he is supposed to have been in jail for many years, but again, the way he looked, too clean. In the third, he looks like an accountant. At what point in his life of crime was that supposed to have been taken? Ray's wiki page reads like bad fiction. For instance, he is supposed to have escaped from the
Hold up, he said like bad fiction. I want to give a shout out to my boy Down South Yellow. Salute for the super chat. Bugging. For the Cash App. And salute XL Pro for the Cash App. Thank you, bros.
maximum security prison in Missouri in 1967 by hiding in a bread truck, leaving the prison bakery. Right. He is believed to have been sentenced to 4 years in Leavenworth for stealing money orders in Hannibal. The only thing I believe on the whole page is that he was in the army. I would have guessed that, or Navy. I doubt he ever left it. He looks like military intelligence. James Earl Ray had a second alias, which he allegedly gave to the guy he bought his Game Master rifle from in Birmingham, Harvey Lohmeyer. Ask yourself this: why would he come up with a Jewish name? If you were creating aliases, would you create a Jewish one? Do you really think this Irish Catholic would come up with a Jewish alias? After the alleged Ray dumped his rifle and binoculars near the murder site, without even bothering to bury them. He also didn't bother to wipe them down. They had his fingerprints all over them. He then pled guilty. This doesn't happen. It also conflicts with the prior story, since we are supposed to believe Ray was smart and clever enough to escape a maximum security penitentiary and avoid capture for almost a year, but not smart enough to wear gloves, wipe fingerprints, or hide a gun. 1 minute he is a genius, and the next minute he is an imbecile.
I'm so confused now.
Ray supposedly fled to Canada, obtaining a passport under the fake name Ramon George Snade. He could not have acquired a Canadian passport under a fake name since security is not that sloppy. He might have manufactured one, but that would make him a genius again. Or an agent. William Pepper later proved that the
Look here, man. These dudes can create whatever they want to create, however they want to create it. And you know, they started telling on themselves, you know what I mean? In these little series, these little video series, these little Fox series like 24 with Jack Bauer and those little series, Jailbreak. They started telling on themselves, watch those series and they'll trinkle some shit in there that, bro, that'll blow them right up. How they'll make some shit. They'll create it to fuck with you and fool with your emotional intelligence, bro. You know what I mean? You ain't thinking about it because you sitting there hating. You engulfed in the hate. So while you hating and it all in that, caught up in that emotion, they done swindled you. You know what I mean? They done swindled you. Swindled you.
passport was issued by Kennedy Travel Bureau in Toronto. Of course, it was. He somehow got a flight to England using this fake passport, which is highly unlikely. He then tried to use the fake passport again at Heathrow, making him an imbecile once more. Once in England, he could get anywhere in Europe easily by boat or train, so there was no reason to keep risking the fake passport. At Heathrow, we were told the ticket agent flagged the name on the passport since the name Snade was on a Canadian police watch list. Why would it be on a watch list? How could the police have known he faked a passport under the name Snade? Were they filming him while he created it? We would have to believe another man named Snade just happened to be on a Canadian watch list. Do you know the odds against that? Snade is a very rare name, which means there were only a handful in Canada in 1968. The odds against Ray making up a very rare name Snade, and it being on the watch list are astronomical. We are told James Earl Ray's attorney Percy Foreman recommended he plead guilty to avoid a possible death penalty. Great attorney. So Ray is now an imbecile again, not realizing immediately he needed an attorney who thought he could get him off. You don't need an attorney to tell you to plead guilty. Plus,
that's a fact, guys, and that's why it's not about feelings, guys. It's not about emotions. It's not about feelings, guys. It's about new information. It's about education. Education. You gotta educate yourself, guys. Always remember that. If it's nothing you learn from this channel, guys, what I need y'all to take from this channel is it's important. The only way to win is to learn, then remove the L. And that's how you gonna get to this bag, bro. You learn, then remove the L to earn, guys. That's how you gonna do this. Remember that, yo. Remember that. It's not about your IQ. It's about your EI, your emotional intelligence. All right? There's gonna be a million motherfuckers smarter than you, more brighter than you. Hint, hint. But if you emotional intelligent, you for the win, bro. And you know what I mean? And listen. The cost of entry is criticism. All right? If you scared to be criticized, then you ain't got a shot, bro, because they gonna talk and you need haters. And bro, the cost of entry is criticism. Pay that shit and be done, bro. And let's win. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Those of you that's tuned in over on the New School State of the Art, bring your ass on over to the Common Sense School, bro, to the School of Common Sense. Bring your ass on over. I'm going to be clipping that stream in a few, you know what I mean? So you're going to have to come on over. And today I was lazy. I ain't put the link. You're going to have to come on over, guys. All you got to do is type in Mr. Goodbread Show in your search engine, and I'll pop up. This channel will pop up, guys. You know what I mean? So come on over and join the party, join the chat, guys. And I appreciate you. Thank y'all, yo.
The story again contradicts itself. If we go to Foreman's wiki page, we are told he lost only 53 of 1,500 death penalty cases. With a record like that, he should have been more confident, but that makes no sense, either. 1,500 death penalty cases. How old was Foreman in 1969? He must have been 300. No, he was 67, so he should have been retired. But says he worked as a defense attorney for 35 years. That would be 43 death penalty cases a year, every year. That's about one a week every week for 35 years.
Everybody really feels it all over the nation. And I really don't think that it was necessary. Because now, in my opinion, it's going to provoke more violence. I think all this rioting and so forth is really nonsense. But I was really shocked about Martin Luther King. He wanted this nonviolence and so forth. But the people more or less just going out rebelling against it because it was a real big blow, in my opinion, to the entire nation.
Another desired outcome of this faked assassination was race wars, which they came nearer achieving back then than they do now. Although they are still at it, some shake their heads, but no one even thinks of starting a race war. So all we see is the news writers writing for one another. They are hired to supply the required outrage. They create the event, and then create the response, so it is okay if you sleep through it. It doesn't matter anymore. All along, they have been faking these things, to keep your eyes off the real events. Anything to keep you from realizing the bankers, the military, and intelligence are just three big money pits, siphoning money.
Y'all heard that, guys? That's a teachable moment, guys. Get y'all pins on. I'm going to definitely play that back, guys. I've been telling y'all that for the longest, guys. I've been telling y'all that for the longest. But pins out, guys. Pins out. And jot that one down right there.
The outcome of this faked assassination was race wars, which they came nearer achieving back then than they do now. Although they are still at it, some shake their heads, but no one even thinks of starting a race war. So all we see is the news writers writing for one another. They are hired to supply the required outrage. They create the event, and then create the response, so it is okay if you sleep through it. It doesn't matter anymore. All along, they have been faking these things, to keep your eyes off the real events. Anything to keep you from realizing the bankers, the military, and intelligence are just three big money pits, siphoning money directly out of the treasuries, and giving you absolutely nothing in return. We can now add science to that list since it has become the fourth largest con job. They're all Masonic, took an oath to lie to us. Martin Luther King predicted his own death at his last speech at a Mason temple.
Well, I don't know what will happen now. We've got some difficult days ahead. But it really doesn't matter with me now, because I've been to the mountaintop. Like anybody, I would like to live a long life. Longevity has its place. I just want to do God's will, and He's allowed me to go up to the mountain. And I've looked over, and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, so I'm happy tonight.
Yo, guys, you know what's up, guys? I'm gonna take a couple seconds, right? Take a couple seconds and pause, right? We're the Martin Luther King is going to end, and before we get to the Malcolm X one, I broke it down just like how I broke this one down, and thanks to the brother at the Hoax channel, y'all check him out too, bro. Real good, informative brother over there too. Know what I mean? Share this video real quick, guys. Y'all know how to share this video to your YouTube. Share this video to your social medias. Or if you don't do the social media, guys, share it to at least like 3 people on your phone, guys. Take a second real quick and do that. Let me play this. Let me play a little break, and we're gonna come back. While we play the break, guys, do that, guys, so that we could spread this information. This is the information that need to be spread. You know what I mean, guys? that's great support. You know what I mean? That's great support, especially that's how you support me financially, guys. You know what I mean? That's great support right there. So let's do that. I'm gonna play a break while the break come. Y'all do that.
Oh, I see a devil already popping up in here. Ooh. Brother, if you knew what Allah showed me of you, you would go right away and change. Up in that third balcony, the second balcony. Man, evil nigga. Oh, Yakub ain't got nothing on you. Well, I'm gonna tell you something, believers. Some of you are gonna try me, and I will show you very quick who I am. And you're gonna be surprised. Some of you little crazy Negroes, your heart's so filled with darkness and hate. But if you make the little move that you got in your crazy brain, you won't last. You won't last. And I say this, when we get real tight, strong, see a snitch and an enemy that's in here among us, he'll show up. I'm going to say this public, because I really don't give a damn about the consequences. A dear brother and or sister, if you're on the payroll for the police or the FBI, I don't mind you being there. I really don't mind. Because we're not doing anything that we would be ashamed of. So you can be here. It's okay. And even if we knew you was the police, we would not bother you. However, if you work in an evil way to try and break up something good for our people, then we will kill you.
Yo, good looking, y'all. Thank y'all for sharing it.
Become the fourth largest con job. They're all Masonic, took an oath to lie to us. Martin Luther King predicted his own death at his last speech at a Mason temple.
Well, I don't know what will happen now. We've got some difficult days ahead. But it really doesn't matter with me now, because I've been to the mountaintop. Like anybody, I would like to live a long life. Longevity has its place. I just want to do God's will, and He's allowed me to go up to the mountain. And I've looked over, and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, so I'm happy tonight. I'm not worried about anything. I'm not fearing any man. Mine eyes have seen the glory.
As they arrested James Earl Ray, the officer gave the old Masonic hand sign. Martin Luther King's son visits James Earl Ray in the state prison meeting.
Did you kill my father?
No, I didn't. No.
Look at the handshake. Masonic. They all know. Martin Luther King never died on April 4th. I'd say that's why they're all filled with duping delight during their interview after the fake assassination.
I want to be a preacher like my father.
You do. And this is Bunny.
Mommy, I'm not going to cry because my dad is not dead. He may be dead physically. And one day, I'm going to see him again.
But how can we explain the body? We saw the funeral, we saw the open. Due to YouTube slowly taking away freedom of speech, partly because of channels like mine, I will not show much. Let's just say, most of the funeral pictures they show were filled with the people who were at the fake or those close to him. I would not doubt that they took a set of pictures privately and prior to the funeral. They could have used the real Martin Luther King to lay there, while the photographer takes the pictures. For public viewing, They could have used a wax body and clothes behind the glass. Maybe that explains why they kept switching. Some rare pictures of MLK behind the glass look as if it could be a fake. I can't show much here. However they pulled it off was genius. We only saw the public crying, while Martin Luther King's close friends and immediate family kept smiles and dry eyes, no tears. We have all been fooled by our leaders and heroes. None of them are who we thought they were. They are all actors sent in to control us. In the case of civil rights, we have been controlled to celebrate a progress that is illusory. We are assured things are getting better as they stay the same or get worse. We are fed some meaningless advances, while all meaningful change is denied us. This applies equally to men and women, black and white, young and old. Black see people like Oprah and Tyler Perry getting rich and think that things are changing. We saw Obama become president and think things are changing. But those are just sweetened pacifiers. They are meaningless since those people are just actors. They are puppets on a stage, dangled to divert you. They apparently named the holiday after the wrong guy. They should have picked a real black leader, not this actor who did nothing for civil rights, but sully it and misdirected. It is the same with Rosa Parks. She was a propped up white creation actor, and her promotion has only harmed the movement. The truth is always better than a stage play. Why have civil rights led by these 3/4 whites pretending to be black? I guess it was meant for the whitest blacks only.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Breathe, 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 breathe. You know what I mean? Breathe. You know, we just took in a lot. We just took in a lot on Brother Malcolm, on Brother Mountain, Brother Mountain. You know what I mean? So we're gonna breathe. We're gonna have exhale. We're gonna have to exhale on this one. You know what I mean? But moving right along, guys. We're going into Malcolm X now, guys. We're going into Malcolm X, and it's just sad, guys. Like I said, keep in mind. He taught us, Martin taught us how to be humble. He taught us how to be at the other end of the spectrum, which is soft. He taught us how to be soft, guys. He taught us how to get kicked in our ass and not do nothing about it. He taught us how to simp. So now we're going to break down who taught us how to be on the other end of that spectrum. Overly anger, bitter, you know what I mean? Because that's all that message was about. That message was about being bitter and being hateful. And it's still a stagnating message because while you doing that, people moving. The world is turning, the world is evolving, and people still moving. That's one thing. You could always tell a person that's really stuck on that racism shit, you could tell that they broke. Anybody that's religious is high on religion. You know what I mean? And trust me, hating is a religion. So anybody that's high on the religion is broke. The most religious people, most religious countries, the most religious things are broke, poverty stricken. Because they think that God said that they're not supposed to have no money. You know what I mean? They think they think that the meek inheriting the earth is something to do with money. You know what I mean? And they stupid. Because that don't have nothing to do with money. It have everything to do with the education and passing the education on to the next generation so that they can inherit the earth. You know what I mean? But that's a whole different live, and you know what I mean? That's a whole different live. Yeah, I share the stream. Yeah, I share the stream. Definitely. Salute to the bell. Salute to the bell. My guy Poppy. What up, Poppy? Jacob, what up, man? Steve Teague, what up, man? Y'all already know. Let's get it though. But I tell you guys all the time, stop worshiping these niggas, man. These niggas ain't your God, bro. You worship your God, bro. Your God gonna tell you to put you first. Stop looking to these niggas, man. The story is cute. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what I mean? But the gig is up. The gig is over after tonight, guys. Salute to the chat, yo. The Goodbreads. I got the best chat on YouTube, yo. Because we only want the truth. And we emotionally intelligent. We don't care how it feel. We only want the truth. So let's get on into this one.
Secret agent man, secret agent man, they giving you a number and taking away your name. Secret agent man, secret agent man.
Was Malcolm X also faked? Of course it was. Regardless of the stories the documentaries and YouTubers claim, it is very true that the CIA controls religious leaders.
And guys, we know that. We done went over a ton of videos where we broke down how the CIA controls the religious leaders, then they go to the medical leaders, the doctors, and then they go to our agriculture, the food department. And that's what they control. They go to the church. You know what I mean? So come on, guys. We already know that. So, like, if you know that, then why run with the dumb shit? Like, come on, man. You wasting time on yourself.
For years they made us believe he was, but we find many clues and much evidence he wasn't. Malcolm X, allegedly born Malcolm K. Little in Nebraska. Later, a man by the name of Louis E. Lomax introduced Malcolm X to the masses.
Today's Black History Month. FYI salutes the first Black television journalist, Louis Lomax. He first reported for Black newspapers as the first Black journalist on television. And a year later, he became the first person on TV to interview the legendary Malcolm X, who would only sit down with Lomax.
Who would only sit down with Lomax.
Lomax got an idea about doing a movie exploring the life of Malcolm X earlier in his career. He had teamed up with another young reporter named Mike Wallace to do a series on Malcolm X and the Nation of Islam that was titled The Hate That Hate Produced.
Mean that the white man by nature is evil. By nature he is evil. He cannot do good.
We know the CIA is behind the leaders that are propped up on TV, so as we check the Daily Report, foreign radio broadcasts, looking for.
I told y'all this. Anybody that they allow us to celebrate in the hood, overly celebrate in the hood, like get motherfucking streets named after them, anybody that they allow that shit to go down to, you best believe they done did the bidding. They did the bidding for these same people that they done told us to hate. So how foolish is you? I ask. Guys, can the positive nigga get their name on the street? Can a nigga that teach the hood good get their name on the street corner? Fuck out of here. Who is they fooling?
The man responsible for introducing Malcolm X to the public, we see Louis Lomax being listed as a CIA agent.
All right. Clear as day. That man an agent, bro. He the man clearly that they said put Malcolm X on, bro. So why Malcolm X not an agent too? Because you like his story, you like the Tupac story, right? You like to shoot him up, you like the renegade, you like the little predator, you like the little predator dude, you like the predator one, right? You like the Pookie story, you like Pookie story. You're like, fuck them educated niggas, man. Fuck that shit. I like poverty. Come on, man. Wake the fuck up.
Louis Lomax, who is known not only as a journalist, but also as an agent of the CIA. This is a clear example of how entertainment props up its agents.
Today's Black History Month. FYI salutes the first Black television journalist, Louis Lomax.
Like most agents, once they finish their goal, they're normally given a fake death and removed from the project. The story is Lomax died in a car accident around the time he was working on a documentary concerning the role played by the FBI in the death of Malcolm.
Exactly. Y'all think he died? Come on, guys. Y'all let these people fool y'all. You know what I mean? Like, these niggas is entertainment. They entertainment, bro. They entertainment. They not to be worshipped. Our God is a jealous God, bro. And I'm tired of telling y'all that, bro. And you know another common denominator out this whole shit with these two niggas? These two niggas, they'll tell you to blame the white man. These two niggas will tell you to blame the white man, the so-called white man that they work for, but they won't tell you nothing about these women. Then the woman tried to kill Martin Luther King, and he ain't blaming the woman. And we already know Malcolm X had all sorts of women issues. And he still blamed the white man. He never ain't call out these hell of a mothers. Man, fuck these niggas, man. Black lives matter, bro. I said it, bro. I said it. And I know how y'all niggas is, bro. Because y'all niggas ain't got the heart to say the shit that I say. Because y'all can't. Y'all all victims. Y'all make yourself into victims. I am not a victim, bro. And neither is you. Unless you want to make yourself, and that's on you. That's your business. But these niggas ain't shit, bro. These niggas is Black Lives Matter Part 1.
Malcolm X. So once again, they're creating conspiracies to lead fear and a trail of questions from the public. But Lomax himself was an agent, and a CIA agent would never work against the group that employs him. So Lomax's death was another scripted death, the removal of an agent. Also COINTELPRO, the counterintelligence program started in 1956. The American public first became aware of Malcolm X in 1957, right on time.
Story of hatred for the white man is carried in many Negro newspapers. Here you see their...
And you're not going to tell me this is not a setup, this is not a promotion, this is a video, this is promotion. This is how the modern woman fight promote. This is fight promotion at best. This is the blueprint to fight promotion. Look at that. This is how the modern women they carry on. This their blueprint. This their blueprint right here. Look at this shit. They gonna go on their news TV and talk about how it's a hateful white guy, a hateful black guy who they're paying to be hateful and challenge them so that it brings the entertainment and it riles the folks up and get a bunch of black dummies behind him when he working with the people. Just like Black Lives Matter, right? Just like Black Lives, we still want to defund the police? Dummies, yo. Big dummies.
Minister Malcolm X proudly displaying 5 of the biggest Negro papers in America.
Here we see the CIA behind this broadcast fueling racism, in which they're also behind the KKK doing the same, the head Masonic leaders dividing the public and getting rich doing it. They were all being played.
It's a team thing. I told y'all they could put any team, any 2 teams in that arena and have them go at it for 60 minutes. They'll draw the fans because niggas is gonna come. They're gonna pick a side. Oh, I'm going for this one. And the other niggas gonna come. They're gonna pick a side. I'm going for this one. And now before you know, we got a whole game. We got a whole game going. The only person that win is the owner of the fucking court, the owner of the arena. Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. Think about it.
Or attorneys must be paid. In addition, money is required for operating expenses and leaders' salaries, which run as high as $1,500 a month. The Invisible Empire needs a...
So it's like they made they squad look goofy. They gave them niggas sheets and all of that. Like, yeah, they made their squad real goofy looking. Like, I ain't going. If I was on their squad, if I was anybody on that squad, I'd be like, come on, man, why we gotta have this? Why we can't just look regular like how they look regular? They guys look regular. Hey guys, they guys look regular. They gotta make these niggas look like, come on, man. Come on, man. And niggas fall for it, bro. Niggas fall for it. Anything toxic, anything stupid, yo.
Treasury. But where the money comes from and how much is a secret. A conservative estimate is that the Klan is $1 million a year enterprise.
Had to edit that. That's not your Wi-Fi.
That's prosperous, and you can afford to give 1,000. You can afford to pay one of the men's salary. That might be a businessman. There is.
That's what they use. That was what they used to fool their people. The same blueprint as the church. Same blueprint as the church. You know what I mean? The offering blueprint. You know what I mean? The donate blueprint. You know what I mean? And where the money go? Where the money go? See what I mean? And we get done like that too by our leaders. This is why the title is the title. We ain't never had no solid leader, bro, to look up to. Except for God. But y'all don't want to look up to God. Y'all niggas run from him. That's your leader, bro. That's your leader. That's your Malcolm X. That's your Martin Luther King, bro. Praise him like you praise these niggas, bro. Praise him like you praise these niggas, yo. And you might start winning in life. You know what I mean? Run with his word like how you run with these niggas' words, bro. And you might start winning in life. Fucking the white man. We are victims. You ain't no fuck. Stand up, black man.
There may be some companies that can write a check for one man's year's salary. Whatever you have, $10, walk down with it. Will you do that? Is there others? You know we ought to be able tonight.
To help the Klan coffers, a flag was used to catch money thrown in by spectators.
At every Klan meeting, Reverend Whittle, they go around and collect money. What happens to that money? Where does it go?
Well, as far as we know, it all finds its way in the pockets of leaders. Now, if you know where anything else, when I don't myself as an individual, I just couldn't tell you. All we know is people rides around, lives in their motels, drives their Cadillacs, eats their ribeye steak.
So you mean to tell me we stole everything the same way the sisters stole the liberal white women's point of views and their actions? We went and stole these niggas' actions too, and then did it on our own people. Cause that look like what the church do to us when they push their little orphan around. That look exactly like what the church do. And cause it work. Matter of fact, hell yeah. Cause why every pastor got a motherfucking big ass car? Why every pastor got an Expedition, Denali? These niggas, where is that money going, bro? Where is that Sunday money going, bro? Yeah, big dummies.
And laugh at the poor people as they go by.
The other side was getting played also. Pay attention to the people being interviewed. It's obvious they're being fed lines. Notice the script reading. Notice the eyes as they follow what's written for them to say.
Is this black supremacist doctrine making headway among New York Negroes? Let's go to the streets of Harlem and find out.
This is classified as hate when we are telling our people that it is time for them to organize and learn to.
Clearly the brother is reading, guys. Clearly the brother is reading off of something. You can see it. Whatever it is to his right, to his left.
Telling our people that it is time for them to organize and learn to develop respect, recognition for themselves in order that they might obtain a position of self-determination. If this is what is classified as hate, then I suppose I am guilty of preaching such a philosophy.
I've listened to the Elijah Muhammad movement and the Black Nationalist movement. I feel that it would be better if it were more national rather than integrated with the views of the white man in it, for the simple reason that I think that
You know you can push her up to do anything. You know you can push our sister up to do anything. She'd do anything, bro. Anything, bro. She don't want to do nothing, but she'll do anything, if that makes sense, bro.
together with our own people, more can be accomplished rather than with the white man involved in it also, because as it is, we've already been accepting too many crumbs from this man, and we've never really gotten a real loaf of bread from him.
I've read some of Mr. Muhammad's articles in the Pittsburgh Courier. He is a Muslim. I agree with him. He says we've been waiting long enough.
And everywhere you read the headlines, black people are being beat, lynched, killed for no reason at all. And they began to get nervous about it, and somebody needs to do something.
It sound familiar, right? Because the cops is shooting the guy everywhere you look around. The cops is shooting the black people. The police is shooting the black people. When the statistics show we kill each other 10 times more than a officer kill us. You feel what I'm saying, guys? The Black Lives Matter movement, all that shit really represent is, no, Mr. Officer, don't you dare kill my brother. Let me kill my brother. That's why I never ran with the Black Lives Matter movement, because that shit's stupid to me. The only way we gonna ever teach any other race how to treat us is when we start treating each other right. You know what I mean? So who's stupid, yo? Who is stupid, yo?
Tossed at the same time, but
Muhammad.
the public reaction to the hate that hate produced, which Malcolm's X appeared on, shocked many of the millions of people who watched it. Most white people had never heard of the Nation of Islam before. The number of people attending the Nation of Islam meetings increased significantly. The group members doubled weeks after the broadcast. The hate that hate produced catapulted Malcolm X to national attention, and he had been rarely mentioned in the mainstream before the program aired. Malcolm became a frequent participant in television debates on race-related issues.
Asian man, secret Asian man, they giving you a number.
These government plants are required to play out scripts throughout their time on the world stage, and one story was the fake bombing of Malcolm X's house.
This middle-class row of houses was shattered early this morning by a Molotov cocktail bomb tossed into this house. This is the home of Malcolm X, former leader of the Black Muslims. Malcolm, his wife, and 4 young children were home asleep when the bomb exploded, as she explained.
This story reads, the family was asleep in 3 rear bedrooms when, according to Mrs. Little, there was a conglomeration of strange sounds that woke us up. Malcolm X and his wife raced from their bedroom to an adjoining one occupied by 3 daughters. Gathering the girls, they then went into a small bedroom and picked up their 7-month-old. Still in their nightclothes, the 6 escaped through the rear door.
Do you hear this movie shit? This just like the shit they created with Tupac, you know what I mean, and Snoop. These are just like the stories they created with them that got them all into the spotlight and into their attention. You know what I mean? You always gonna create that, you know, guys, this is kind of similar to how all I gotta do it's true though. Like you see, all Mr. Palmer gotta do is come back heavy now. Now you gotta come back and be like, YouTube is out to get me. You know what I mean? Create that I'm the antagonist, but I'm the protagonist, but the antagonist is out to get me. And you know what I mean? All you gotta do is create that vibe, and it's on. And it's on now. And it's on now.
They fled to safety at 2:35 a.m. from their blazing one-family brick and shingle house. The house was severely damaged by a Molotov cocktail thrown through a living room window. Fragments of a second bottle bomb were found at the rear of the house. Apparently, the 2 Molotov cocktails were tossed at the same time, but the one at the rear merely smashed against the back door and failed to ignite. Malcolm claims been insisting Muhammad's group has been conducting a reign of terror against all those who have either left the movement or who are threatening to do so.
Last week, that they absolutely were going to kill me.
What steps will you take to protect yourself from this threat?
I take no steps. I have a rifle. If anybody comes to my house without a good reason, I intend to try and use it. No, I don't worry. I tell you, I'm a man who believed that I died 20 years ago, and I live like a man who is dead already.
As we stated in the Tupac chapter.
This is all to build him up as the Black Messiah who has begun to get targeted. All messiahs become crucified.
That's it right there. That's the Antichrist trick right there. They come in, make it look like they're getting attacked, make it look like they're the victim, get you to garner behind them. Before you know it, they ain't the victim no more, and now you worshiping them and not your own God. And now you a fool. And now you poor. Because they gonna go on and die, whether they fake their death or get assassinated. But any way you put it, they gonna go on to be removed, and you gonna be left with the same problems. Because ain't nobody coming to help you fix your problems, and ain't nobody gotta help you fix your problems. But stop wasting time. Get to some education. You're not that guy. You're not that guy. You're not that intelligent.
Crucified by their opponents.
Asian man, secret Asian man, they giving you a number and taking away your name.
Listen to Malcolm X's wife explain the event. Here is where you have to have eyes for lies.
Yes, Lee, I really can't say exactly what happened. I don't know if I woke my husband up or he woke me up, but
look at this lady. Yo, she finna sit here and crab leg her ass off, guys. When we all know she is well off. We all know Malcolm X's wife was well off and she was been connected with the CIA. Come on, bro. Let's listen to this shit. Again, salute to my guy Dirty. She got clothes on. She got on a coat too.
I remember him pushing me out of the bedroom door, and I looked to my right, and I saw all of the fire, and I saw smoke, and
As we stated before with crisis actors, when those that are lying are being interviewed, it may become difficult to speak, as they are trying to remember what they are supposed to do. Or they're reading from a script just off camera.
I heard the glass being broken, the side windows on the left, and I heard the roaring of the fire.
She's overthinking. If the individual seems to be thinking too hard to fill in the details of the story, it might be because they are deceiving you.
My 3 small daughters saw my husband almost killed across the street, and
how was he almost killed?
Well, he was in his car, and some men were rushing to the side of his car.
Hold on, y'all. Yes, I gotta hit him with a leg.
I looked to my right, and I saw all of the fire, and I saw smoke, and
As we stated before with crisis actors, when those that are lying are being interviewed, it may become difficult to speak, as they are trying to remember what they are supposed to do. Or they're reading from a script just off camera.
I heard the glass being broken, the side windows on the left, and I heard the roaring of the fire.
She's overthinking. If the individual seems to be thinking too hard to fill in the details of the story, it might be because they are deceiving you.
My 3 small daughters saw my husband almost killed across the street, and
how was he almost killed?
Well, he was in his car, and some men were rushing to the side of his car on both sides of it. Well, he was in his car, and some men were rushing to the side of his car on both sides of it.
Notice her lack of expression. Listen to her tone, her cadence, and sentence structure.
Had you had any threats, anything like this?
Had any threats? That's all I get is threats. I get not less than 6 or 7 threatening phone calls every day.
Where were you and your children at the time? Where's the bedroom in location to the...
Our bedroom is located side by side, and my 7-month-old baby's room is on the other side of the hall.
Do you think this bombing and the threats and the harassments are related to your husband's departure from the Black Muslim organization?
Well, I don't know, but at the rally Monday night at the Audubon, I'm sure.
Unless you got a rhetorical smile, that was kind of like spunky right there. Why are you smiling, sis? They almost blew your house up, right? You was out there running with your kids and your fire, and you had kids running and fire, and you almost got burnt up, fire, and you're smiling? Shit crazy, yo. Y'all got to see this shit, man. Y'all got to peep stupid shit like this. Can't be letting niggas fool you.
Where were you and your children at the time? Where's the bedroom in location to the...
Our bedroom is located side by side, and my 7-month-old baby's room is on the other side of the hall.
Do you think this bombing and the threats and the harassments are related to your husband's departure from the Black Muslim organization?
Well, I don't know, but at the rally Monday night at the Audubon, I'm sure he will bring out something.
Well, he has told me in the past that he felt that some of his harassment was coming from his former associates in the Black Muslim.
He has.
What about the controversy about the ownership?
He has.
Crazy.
Untrained actor. Her family allegedly almost burnt alive, yet she smiles. Looking at the inside of the house, I find it strange the walls, the floor, the ceiling looks to be destroyed. Yet the papers on the table are not burnt at all. Think of how fast newspapers will burn. The curtain string, furthermore, the only thing that's burnt appears to be 2 couches, a chair, and a few small items, but look at the shape it's in. The pictures are from the same day of the fire, not so much as a picture on the wall. I doubt they were really occupying that home. It looks to have been an abandoned home, which makes sense why the spray-painted X was by the door. The red X symbols are being installed on vacant buildings that have been inspected and deemed unsafe for emergency response personnel to enter. The fire department is systematically inspecting vacant buildings to determine which buildings require a red X. The keyword is vacant. It's probably why she had a hard time remembering where the rooms were.
Where's the bedroom in location to the...
Bedroom is located side by side, and my 7-month-old baby's room is on the other side of the hall.
Where's the bedroom in location to the... Bedroom is located side by side, and my 7-month-old baby's room is on the other side of the hall. Don't tell the truth.
Now onto the fake assassination.
Assalamu alaikum. Get your hand out of my pocket! Get out of my pocket, nigga!
Another con job, through which everyone was tricked into thinking day was night and up was down. As long as they could keep us chasing our tails, we would never be any threat to them. Once we know the truth, we can kick all these fake leaders to the curb and become our own leaders. Malcolm X was supposedly 21 times by multiple in 1965 at the ballroom in New York. We were told Malcolm was at approximately 3:10. As I have told you before, if you don't buy the first story, intelligence always has a backup for you. Anything but the truth. Here they are running a reversal. Although Malcolm was an FBI actor and
Now I had to cut that because I ain't want YouTube to get on some dumb shit. You know what I mean? But guys, remember I told you to remember that he was shot 21 times, right? There's pictures of him laying on the ground at his shooting, and you don't see no fucking blood on the ground. You don't see no blood at the scene. No blood dripping, none of that. You know what I mean? Y'all go look those pictures up, guys. Y'all find them. They was easy finds. So for you to get shot 21 times and have no blood, what the fuck, yo? Was those BBs? What was that? What was that?
and his was faked. They want you to think the FBI Thomas Hagen, also known as Talmadge Hayer, is said to be the lead assassin of the 3 convicted, but he had no bio prior to the event. He is called Talmadge Hayer on Malcolm X wiki page, but when you take the link suddenly he is Thomas Hagen. So, the usual runaround. His alleged real name was Malcolm Little. It is said he changed his name after his release from prison from Malcolm Little to Malcolm X on August 7, 1952. The problem is if you were convicted of a felony, you're not allowed to change your name. Here it says, if you have a felony, you cannot change your name until at least 10 years after the completion of the terms of your sentence, including parole or probation. So in this case he would have had to change his name in 1962, legally. Maybe the laws were different in 1952, and you didn't have to go through the courts to change your name. Well, here it says, an 1847 statute authorized a court proceeding for the same purpose. Anyone over age 21 can petition a county-level court to issue an order changing his or her name. But being that he's an agent, I doubt that any of what we're told is his real name.
Another chance he takes.
We are told Malcolm was buried at Ferncliff Cemetery in Hartsdale, New York, but he had no admitted connections to Hartsdale, Greensburg, or Westchester County. His house was alleged to have been in East Elmhurst, Queens. His wife is also not connected to that area. After his death, she lived in Mount Vernon, New Rochelle, and Annuit, but not before. So why are Malcolm and his wife buried there? They probably aren't, but the clue as to why they are said to be buried there is that it is another Hollywood spook place. Tons of celebrities are said to be there. As for Malcolm's wife, Betty Sanders Shabazz, they admit she was sheltered from racism as a girl, meaning she must have been from wealth. Betty was supposed to be strapped, with a lot of kids. They were telling us Sidney Poitier's wife started a fund for her. Except that Poitier was also an Oreo cookie agent. No surprise because Malcolm X was allegedly running with Red Fox years ago. They are all Hollywood agents, acting out a lifelong script. Remember, mugshots are never taken in hats. Betty didn't need the money. She was from wealth and could expect to be supported by intelligence her whole life. The Malcolm X case was not logical, rational, or sensible. They were paid to mislead and divide the public. Like everything else, this was an FBI Hollywood production, staged to create fear and confusion. Guess what? Your hero Malcolm X never died. They fooled you again.
There's nothing on earth will make me accept Malcolm's assassination. Nothing. As far as I'm concerned, it may sound a bit weird, but he's alive. Very much. And one day I'll get even. That's the way I go to bed every night.
Secret agent man.
And that concludes our class tonight, guys. You know what I mean? I know we took in a lot, so breathe. Don't go to the comment section just yet. Sleep on it. Think about it. Go harass me tomorrow and shit. Just not right now. Not right now. Just wait. Just breathe on it. We took in a lot. You know what I mean? Let me drop the link. See if anybody want to chime in. You know what I mean? I appreciate y'all. It's been a real one. It's been a real class today, y'all. This was an educational one, guys. And you know, the older we are, the harder it is to take in the information. Because we get set in our ways and, you know what I mean? We set in our comforts. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. The truth is what it is, guys. The truth is what it is, man. Truth is what it is. We ain't never had no leader. And you know what, guys? If y'all really one of those guys that need a leader, I'll be your leader, bro. I'll be your fucking leader, bro. I got you. Mr.Goodbread got you, bro. I'm qualified. I'm going to lead the right way. Y'all know I got y'all, bro. You know what I mean? So if you need a leader, I got y'all. You know what I mean? Black, white, yellow, purple. It don't even matter. I am Abraham, so. You know what I mean? Because I'm going to teach you how to get to your real leader. I'm going to lead you to your leader. That's how that works. So if you need a leader, follow me so I can lead you to your leader. All right, guys? We got dirty folks in the house, yo. Salute, Dirty.
What's poppin', pimp?
What's going on, man?
Man, you know what though? So when the whole Kevin Samuels thing happened, right? And y'all could Google this. They were talking about long story short, they call Kevin Samuels the next Malcolm X. This is in Google. You can check it out. And then I made a whole video about it. And I realized I was like, yo, Malcolm ain't do shit. He was a social media influencer.
Facts. Facts. He ain't have enough time to do nothing. As soon as he realized, wait, I'm a puppet, he got outed. So
yeah, that's not the reason, bro. Think about it like that. That's what you just said is the exact same thing they said about Tupac. Tupac ain't having no time to change the world. If he'd just not been game bang, I blame Suge. Man, look, motherfuckers are who they was before they got here, man.
They was working for them niggas.
Yeah,
they was working for them niggas. That's what they was.
I mean, facts though, man. I that's all I want to say, man. I don't think. Okay, time out, man. Let me say. Can I do a recap, Dirty Folk style?
Go ahead, Dirty.
All right. So we got to go back to the original black man, the last black man to do something for his black people without the Jews in his pocket, right? So you got to go to Frederick Douglass. This is gonna be real quick though. This is a real quick recap about why y'all don't trust them new niggas over there, right? You have Frederick Douglass. Hey, somebody call him. I'll call him back. You have Frederick Douglass. Freddie was like, look, I need a successor because Frederick Douglass wasn't like these stupid ass baby boomers. Frederick Douglass actually wanted a successor to keep it moving, right? Oh, that's Big Mike Drop. Shout out to Big Mike Drop. All right, so he had one successor. His successor was WB Du Bois. I know y'all heard of him, right? WB wanted that slot, but Marcus Garvey came out of nowhere, took that slot like a G, right? So he set up Marcus Garvey. While that's going on, Booker T was like, "You was a coon ass nigga. We ain't fucking with you," right? So he's trying to argue with Booker T. This is how the MLK pen come on. So while WB Du Bois is arguing with him, taking all that Jew money, calling everything, the NAACP is really the first Black Lives Matter because they got you on it, right?
That's what I'm saying.
So then while that's going on, there's a dude from what a nigga from Philly named A. Philip Randolph. A. Philip Randolph was a publisher. I respect that because I'm a publisher. Anyway, A. Philip Randolph wanted to be an activist, so they asked him, "Yo, why don't you become a union rep, a union organizer for the Pullman Porters?" Right? Cool. So he did that though. So when he finally got that done, that took him like 3 or 4 years. Y'all could Google the Pullman Porters, but that was like that's the first black union ever in America, right? So it took him 3 or 4 years to get it right. But while he's doing that, he plugging in with all the Jews because that's the only way he got it done, right? Him plugging with him plugging with WB Du Bois, who got him access to, A. Philip Randolph access to get the union, right?
Right.
Now, while all this going on, boom, Frederick Douglass died. WB Du Bois losing his motherfucking mind, going full coon, right? He in his total form, right? A. Philip Randolph sent A. Philip Randolph down south, say, "Man, I need you to set up another meeting." A. Philip Randolph go to a church, bump into who? Martin Luther King, and told him he gonna be the face because A. Philip Randolph's name was hot. Y'all can look this up. So A. Philip Randolph was supposed to be MLK, but the white people were still mad at him about the Pullman Porter shit. So they just put anybody in that slot and they picked MLK. So
I can believe that.
And if you look at it, motherfuckers was writing MLK speeches for the first 10 years.
Facts.
In Chicago, bro, because we got Jesse.
So and for the record, fuck this nigga Frederick Douglass, B. That nigga, he the reason why these bitches is out here voting. He the reason why these bitches out here going crazy, bro. Fuck that nigga Frederick Douglass.
It ain't Freddie. Yeah.
Yeah, that nigga helped the white bitches get their right to vote, and that got the bitches. That got our sisters following the white bitches, bro.
Hey, you know what? Because his last wife was white, so that ass, right? But shit, white girls ain't got ass back then. That mouthpiece. She had that mouthpiece.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So I could see it. He was like, "Fuck them nigger wenches." That's probably what his wife told him. "I want to vote Freddie. Fuck them nigger wenches. Who you love them nigger wenches more than me?"
And he did though. He liked it though, man. Man, I gotta get back on this boy Frederick Douglass ass too, because he did some damage. He really did some damage, man. He did some damage. He linked with them white bitches. He linked with Margaret Sanger and Elizabeth Staten. He linked with the bitch. Yeah. You know what I mean? So he sold.
No, that was WB Du Bois, bro.
Green.
That was WB Du Bois that linked up with Staten and had her going to all the churches. He introduced us to the black churches.
No, but Frederick Douglass made that speech at that spot. He made that speech, and now it was his speech that won the right to vote for the women. Meanwhile, the black sisters thought that shit meant that they could vote too. Whole time they went to the voting poll that year, that the white women got their votes, and they was denied the right to vote, and it was offered a merit of their black brother, Frederick Douglass, that these white bitches even had a chance to vote. So that's how that went right there. And then they banished the black bitches from the poll.
As they should though.
Frederick Douglass helped with that shit too. He like, "Oh, sisters, just go home. Don't worry about it. You'll have your day." They're like, "What the fuck you mean we'll have our day? You black, I'm black, your mama black."
Don't trust them new niggas over there, bro. I'm in my full Uncle Ruckus form, nigga. The older I get, the righter he be, bro. Don't trust them
niggas, bro. We have always been sold out by the more educated nigga with money. And that's what it come down to. The white man that we run from and we talk about is a black nigga with bread, bro. That's what it comes down to. Ain't no white man after us. Ain't no white man holding us down. It's the black nigga with bread. And that's what it's about.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you this, and this go to the argument I was having on my channel with dude that y'all said was a girl, but it's really a dude, bro, because he just did a fucking 12-page letter on Facebook and tagged me in it. All I told that nigga to do was inbox me the name of his family. This gave me a 12-page letter and still didn't drop no names.
Yo, Code Black, what's good, Code Black? Oh shit, we lost him. That's fucked up, yo.
But yo, this how that shit work, man. With them new niggas over there, right? It's not the dudes with the money. As a matter of fact, it's the dudes with the money that don't sell you out, bro. Don't say it's the educated dudes with money. That's not true, bro. And this is what I'm showing you about. It's an educated dude. It's an educated, well-spoken, dude. But he don't have no money. That's why he keep taking the Jew money.
That's why he being mingy. That's why he trying to fool me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Them niggas they got that per diem budget. Them Jews hitting with that advance money. Like, yo, go out there, sing and dance. It's just a different type of tap dance. You feel me?
That's a fact. Code Black, what's going on, man? Welcome to class tonight.
What's happening, bro? You been doing all right, man?
Yes, man. I can't complain. I'll be lying if I complain, man. I'll be ungrateful.
That's what time it is, man. Shout out to you, bro. Shout out to what's his name again?
Dirty Folk.
What's up with you, Dirty Folk? What happening, man?
What's poppin', pimp?
Got it, bro. So shit, man. It been a minute since I hopped on your panel, man. It been a good minute.
No doubt.
What you got? What y'all got going on tonight?
Oh, we just went over how beta males operate on either end of the spectrum, but they never have the balance to be in the middle, to fit somewhere right in the middle. Either you're gonna run into a beta male that have the Martin Luther King sucker shit where he just simping his ass off, or you're gonna run into a beta male that got the spirit of our brother Malcolm X, which is gonna be over extreme, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Irrational, radical.
So pretty much what the bitches looking for is Tupac X.
Right. Stay away from niggas that say pineal gland in the sentence.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, yeah. We already know, real recognize real, and we also recognize feminine, right? A lot of vernacular, a lot of these terms, a lot of dudes be using. They do be kind of giving themselves away. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, shit. Fuck the beta males. Why we goddamn trying to facilitate a bitch mating strategy, bro? Shit, that's their problem. I mean, shit, it ain't our problem to goddamn get the betas in to tip top shape so these bitches can choose them off the shelf. Like, what the fuck? What type of shit that is?
That's a fact, though. And that's part of the programming, man. Is niggas got to unhook and got to learn how to take in new information, because our history is not what we think it is. Our history, we can't read our history unless we read the Bible.
Man, but it ain't even that deep, though. You did a video on the little therapist, didn't it? The little therapist shit?
Yeah.
Man, bro, these bitches trying to get niggas to go on that same shit. They trying to create better beta males.
That's
a better,
fact.
you know what I'm saying? Think about a nigga that was on the street, bro. He trapping and shit. He trying to create better junkies. And he telling her, shit, man, if you ain't buying this shit, then nigga, something wrong with you.
That's a fact. Yo,
you
Minister.
Know what I'm saying? Hey, bro, you know what I'm saying? We know the game when we see it, man. This shit easy.
That's a fact. We got Mr. O in the house, yo. Chicago, stand up. What's going on, my guy?
Well, what it do? I was trying to find a way to mute my microphone. Hold on. There's something wrong with stream. Y'all can't mute it, unmute it for some reason. But I'm all good, man. I'm sending it back, chilling to the live stream. Bravo, brother. Bravo. Yo.
Thank you, bro.
Man, like I said in the chat too, man, Frederick Douglass was an agent too, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey man, I'm from the Larry Hoover Leadership Training Academy. I don't worship none of them niggas.
You can't, bro.
Larry Hoover Leadership Academy, bro. That's all I know.
got a random ass question, y'all. Why the fuck, like, any of y'all know how to grill, bro? Y'all know how to barbecue?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why the fuck do the back of the grill always be fucking hot and not the front, man?
Well, charcoal, man. You gotta spread your charcoal out better.
Okay. Let's say we did that and we was conscious about doing it. Why the fuck do the back heat up? You know what I'm saying?
It's direction of the sun. It's direction of the sun. It's gonna always lead. It's gonna always
Yeah.
shine hard. Bright. It's gonna always shine on the back of the back end.
I mean, we at nighttime, so I don't think you talking about the wind. The wind direction probably help you get down.
Yeah, then it's gonna then that's why it's the
Yeah.
wind. The breeze must be cutting the front,
Yeah.
which is cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's the
so
only logical answer.
yeah, you're gonna have to close the holes at the bottom, the little bottom grid shit.
For sure.
You have to close that.
Yeah, man. All right, man. I know that was off topic as fuck, but I just, you know.
My man cooking up right now. He like, fuck that. I'm about to throw me a steak on the grill. You know what I mean? Shit, this is entertaining. You know what I mean? I'm about to pop the Henny. You know what I mean? This was a good one. The chat, y'all was lit. Y'all was live. You know what I mean? Y'all ingested the information properly. Ain't nobody get all frickle. So I'm loving it right now, though. But Minister O, it jumped off.
Yeah, man. I was sitting there listening to all the key players, bro. You know, what's the second well, I'll say the second greatest trick in the world that the world don't know about. The first one is that y'all don't know that the supposed devil exists, but he does. And the second trick they had played on y'all is the world's a stage.
Yep.
What does the devil do? What he do?
Dirty Mac.
What's his goal?
To confuse everything. He the author of confusion, and that's what he got. He got everybody confused right now and thinking that they got options going on. You know what I mean?
And what we get that frame of reference from for him?
Say that again.
I'm saying, where did we get that frame of reference from for the devil? Where did we get our ideas from about the devil? Deep. Do we abandon everything we've been learning, or do we? You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't
Do
say
We don't, because grandma tell us about the devil though. Grandma, everything that I learned about the devil came from grandma, bro.
Grandma told us a lot about the black matriarchy too. I'm saying, where do we draw the line at?
I learned everything from my father. You know what I'm saying? I got an elder for a father, so I was basically sheltered, but still jumped off the porch like a dumbass. But it is what it is. Basically, he told me stuff, and he's from that era. My dad from that era. So now, when I be trying to educate him about the information, he be trying to tell me different. But I be trying to show him as clear as day. My father about to be 89 years old in January, and he still think it's 50s and 60s. And sometimes he'll slip up and he'll probably tell the truth about both of them, but he don't know what he's talking about because of, dementia and shit.
Yeah. That's what's up, though. That's what's up.
Hell nah. Hey, to be fair to your dad, though, bro. To be fair to your dad. Because it's annoying as shit, I know, because my dad in the 70s, bro. Listen, whatever their heyday was, that's their heyday. We still listen to music from the 90s, early 2000s. That's our heyday. You know what I'm saying? Your heyday is
I'm
your
a
heyday.
music lover. I'm a music lover. I listen to everything from Johann Sebastian Bach down to NBA Youngboy. That's just me though.
I feel you on that, but the point was, man, everybody gonna say their days best. Somebody out here gonna say Pistol Pete got better handles than Kyrie Irving. You know what I'm saying? If that's their day, you know what I'm saying?
That's a fact though. They bugging up.
Hey, what y'all niggas think about Charleston White, man?
That nigga's he's annoying me right now, bro.
Yeah, I'll start thinking that he might be one of them people too, though. I mean, he just came out of nowhere.
Nowhere.
You say he might be one of wet people. My bad.
Yeah, agent, bro. He a secret agent, man. Secret
same way with Kwame and all the rest of
it
these
ain't nothing that nigga be talking about that y'all can logically see. You know what I'm saying? Him making logical sense.
All right, here's the problem with that, bro.
No. Hold on. I'll just ask a simple question first
All
before
right,
you do that. Before you do that.
One video he had, the first video somebody told me to listen to, it made sense.
No. Hold up, bro. I get you. I'm willing to listen to you on that. I just ask a simple question. I like, hey, is there some things that he says that makes logical sense to y'all? That's what I asked.
Right about now, yeah. Yeah, he said logical sense. A lot of guys are saying like everybody's saying girls are saying logical sense.
Yeah. Well, no, I ain't saying like, let's keep it in context. As far as like his position on the black community. Because like if we talk about it in this space, especially in this space and like more of the manosphere, we kind of have a position that, the black community fucked up. And most of his position is the black community fucked up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just drawing parallel. Now I know a motherfucker can be a little bit extra and a little bit inflammatory or whatever. I get that part of it, but let's take the emotional part out of it, and I just ask y'all about the rational.
But his whole
part.
thing is emotional.
I asked y'all about the rational, logical part. I want to see what y'all thought about that.
That's what the agencies do, though. The agents gonna send us people that relate to us, that we can relate to, and we could be like, "Yo, that's cool, right? He said exactly what I was thinking," and they're gonna send us those guys, and we're gonna invest in those guys, and they're gonna mislead
without
us.
taking up too much of your time, as far as you say agent, what agent are you talking about, and what is the motive of this agent?
That like the media controls the media controls the mind. So
yeah, especially, but we got more of an open source media. That's why we online right now too.
yeah, but the mainstream, Charleston Weiss, he's a little bit mainstream now. He's in the mainstream waves
He's
right
trying
now.
to get there, yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? So whenever one of the elites, whenever the superpowers see that, they're gonna knock on your door, and they're gonna make you take a deal.
Right.
And you know what I mean? And 9 times out of 10, they're gonna take the deal, bro. Like to this day, I still believe
How the
Kevin
fuck
took
that
that
nigga
deal.
be talking reckless as fuck? How the fuck he still on YouTube?
That's what I'm saying.
Andrew Tate got took off.
That's what I'm saying.
Shit weird.
Because you got Andrew Tate probably didn't take the money. Andrew Tate probably was like, "Nah, I'm gonna stay in my own lane," but that wasn't good enough. You know what I mean?
So
You
we
can't
talking
say
about
no to
niggas going
Oprah.
against the Illuminati.
Right. You can't say no to Oprah.
I'm not gonna go Illuminati. I ain't gonna go Illuminati with it, but I will say this.
You see where I'm going with it, though, bro. You see where I'm going with it, fam.
I have no idea where you're going with it personally, but I'll tell you this.
Hey, I'll be right back, y'all.
All right, I'll say this about Charleston White, because somebody brought him to my attention because they wanted to bring him on my show, right? And I was like, I'll check him out. And every since I checked him out, I ain't sub to his channel, but you know how shit pop up on your home screen after you watch
the algorithm.
Yeah. So occasionally I see a video from him, and every video is something different. It is bipolar. It's like Tupac bipolar. Like first Brenda got a baby, now you hitting him up. Like it's just all over the place.
He has no message. He has an agenda. And with dudes like that, you gotta watch. When a message is it's sporadic, they're going off of a memo that's sent to them. Anything delivered that come across their desk, talk about that. Highlight that. That's what they do.
I see that element of it. I see what you're saying. As far as like it's opportunistic to talk about certain topics because you're gonna get views and clicks.
Right. It's kind of like think about it, guys. In Hollywood,
I get that part of it, but I'm talking about outside of that. Like
there is no outside of that.
It is no outside of it. Look.
That's his whole message. There's no outside of it.
Right. It's the same way in Hollywood, right? You have the black writers and the black directors that sit there and write these scripts filled and riddled with these racism stereotypes on black people, but they do it because they know that the same black people that they're teasing and they're ribbing are gonna be the ones that sell this movie out. So that don't stop them from doing it. You know what I mean? So it's the same thing. And those are puppets for government saying zaddy for
you gotta understand your audience too, though. They know that audience that's what's gonna get clicks. You know what I'm saying? So you have to have a target audience before you even come up with any type of annex.
Maybe not.
No.
Right.
You don't
come
have
out with that.
You come up with no. That's only when you dealing with emotional, intelligent people. When you dealing with people that's in the poverty neighborhood, you got to come up with the product, and they flock to it. You come up with it, and then they come to it.
But in order to come up with the product, like anything, you have to have your consumer in mind.
No, you don't.
You don't?
All you got to do is all you got to do is be an agent.
You talking about morally. You talking about morally.
No, we're not talking about morally. Wait. Let's start over since you want to make this a conversation.
Yeah.
What is Charleston White's job? What is his profession?
I don't know.
Exactly. Now he's supposed to be a comedian. The fact you didn't know that shows that he all the way off kilter.
So you saying his specific? Because I mean, if you want me to go into detail about it, what I perceive him to be,
okay, go ahead.
Do
Tell me
that.
what you perceive him to be, please. Tell me what you perceive.
I perceive him to be a nigga taking advantage of the YouTube and the social media algorithm to get a message out, and also it may be some opportunism in there too, bro. I'm objective.
Okay, that's fine.
I ain't no side taking nigga.
No, I'm just asking. What's his message? To get his message out. That's fine. What's his message?
A lot of his messages would be seen as some Uncle Tom shit. As far as most of it, what I see is him being against rappers and gangbangers.
Okay.
I don't know what you feel me. If we talking about,
all right, that could be his message.
Right. He stole his whole style from Hassan Campbell, bro. I don't really like name dropping on my planet because these niggas don't mention my name on their shows, but he stole his whole shit from Hassan Campbell. That was the genre that was janking. That was the Black Lives Matter attack. That was like the anti-Black Lives Matter. That was the anti-Black Lives Matter section on YouTube where they would take stabs at Black Lives Matter. They'd take stabs at my son, and you know what I mean, the whole shit.
I'm saying, as far as stabs though, like you feel me, there's been a lot of people I've been hearing. This is what I want to get down to.
Okay.
People outside of Charleston White and people more in more the intellectual community have had said things before Charleston White even came out, and it logically is kind of consistent.
But it's not. Then I'll tell you why. Because if you're telling me that what he wants to do is be that female DA in Atlanta and just lock up all the rappers.
No, you trying to layer.
No.
You trying to narrow it down to one thing, bro.
No. Listen. The very first time I heard of Charleston White, will somebody tell me what my screen name is?
Dirty Folks.
All right. So, as Dirty Folks, I'm from Chicago. The first thing they said, fam, you got to listen to this nigga Charleston White. He big up in Larry Hoover. He talking about free the chairman. Man, he down there with
that's kind of my introduction to him.
Exactly. So how you gonna take down the G's and your introduction? How you got your fan base was supporting the G's. So
is what he talking about now consistent with what Larry Hoover talking about now? Because a lot of the niggas he been talking to, a lot of different niggas from different sets and shit, and them niggas on there, straighten up, get route. Hey man, this one of the shit that we wanted to do, and he fuck with them niggas.
He don't fuck with them niggas over there
enough for him to be able to like, man, fuck y'all niggas.
Okay,
somebody would have been touched them.
Don't trust them new niggas over there. Look,
somebody would have been touched that man, bro. I ain't gonna count.
And the next thing he talking
somebody would have crashed out.
And the next thing, then they tried to touch him. The next video I saw that somebody tagged me in was him talking about he got a ceramic pistol he gonna take on the airplane because the niggas want to kill him for dissing the Pyru Bloods and every other gang. So first you came on praising gangs, then you start shitting on gangs. Then you talking about how rappers is the greatest entrepreneurs, and you saying all these niggas need to go to jail. The nigga is bipolar like a light-skinned bitch.
Right. So look, let's take that into consideration, bro.
I'm not taking it into consideration. I understand I'm talking to a fan.
Let's say what
you
saying is correct, right? And let's take the person out of it. And we talking about what's being said. Take the person and the personality out of it. And that's what I asked y'all from the jump, right? You remember when I said, do y'all think
if you take the person and the personality out, and you talking about an online personality, what do we have left?
Right. But I'm just saying, from the words that's being said, has there been much contradiction? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the nigga might be crazy as fuck, but nigga, he's standing on what he's saying and he's consistent. But let's take him out of it. And that's my fault. Let's take him out of it. The words he talking about the community, about certain stuff, about the gangbangers, niggas rapping and shit and what niggas doing. It may sound fucked up, but I'm just asking y'all. You know what I'm saying? On the logical level, is he making sense? That's
No.
all I ask.
No,
I
he
ain't
don't
asking
make
about it. I
sense.
ain't asking about
No.
his background. I ain't
No.
asking
He
about
ain't
none of
making no
that.
sense then. He ain't making no sense to me. He ain't making no sense. That's
Okay.
the final answer. He ain't making no sense to me.
Right. Let's stay with that then. That I can respect that better than trying to trump up what the fuck the nigga on and all that shit, which I understand that part too.
Yeah,
But
he ain't making no sense because he too flip
right,
floppy. He
because
too
I
flip
can
floppy.
if a white racist man hopped on here and started saying some shit about black folk that were true, fuck what he do. If
If
he's
he
Right.
saying something that's right, I gotta agree with that part.
That's a fact. Hell yeah.
You
You
know
know
what I'm
that.
saying?
Tupac, I get you, Tupac. 14 songs about fuck these bitches, money over bitches. 2 songs, Dear Mama, and goddamn it, he love women. I got you. Yeah.
Right. I see what you're saying. You're trying to point out the contradictory
I
behavior.
don't I
I
don't
get that.
trust
I
no
get
flip
that
flop.
part of it, and that's why I gave you. I say, yeah, it do look opportunistic as fuck. I understand that. You know
And
what I'm
he's supposed to be a comedian. I ain't never seen this nigga do comedy. I got a problem with that too.
Right. A lot of people can see. A lot of people see Kevin Samuels as opportunistic. You know, but it just depends on if you on the inside what you. Because there's some motherfuckers that be like, okay, I'm gonna rap about this trout shit, whoop whoop whoop. Then I get the bread, I get, for example, I get the backing and shit, and then I flip flop. Yeah, that's dangerous as fuck to the person that's doing it. But did they have a method to the madness? You know what I'm saying?
A
Like we
man
gotta be
that do
able to see
anything for
like that
money,
too.
a man that do anything for money has no integrity. Why would I listen to a man with no integrity?
That's a fact. That's a
Yeah.
fact. And then you
Yeah.
gotta understand, guys,
So
that's the
that
whole
would make sense, bro. But I'm just saying, if you have listened to him, have you heard him say anything that made sense, bro? That's the only question I asked you, bro. I
Anything
ain't
makes
siding
sense
with
in a
no nigga.
situation.
I ain't siding with no nigga. I just asked a simple, logical question.
You are signed with the nigga because we keep answering the question and you changing the question and we answer that question and you coming back to the question and we keep telling you don't trust them new
How
niggas over there.
I don't trust them niggas, bro.
how I'm signed with the nigga though?
You say
Huh?
what?
I
So
said how I'm signed with the nigga by bringing up thought provoking conversation, bro. I don't get it.
Nah, so we off of it though, right? You said
Right.
we said it and we was like, nah, we ain't I don't tell you the truth.
Right.
I don't
You
even
offered
watch
it, but
enough of
don't close it off by saying, "Oh, you signed with the nigga." Nah, you feel me? I'm bringing up, you know what I'm saying? Can we get outside of what the fuck we think about a nigga and examine,
So, okay, tell
what's
us what you
true and
think.
what's not?
I tell
So you say what a pick me is you agreeing with a nigga or disagreeing with a
I feel
nigga
like
based on if you like him or not.
I feel like check this out. Tell me what the right answer is so I can understand where you're coming from, bro.
What you mean? Right answer to what?
I'm saying
I
what's
just
answer
I
your
just asked what
answer the
y'all thought
question.
about it, bro. Y'all
I'm
ain't
saying answer the question yourself.
I can't
How do
give a
you feel
right answer about what you think about some shit. Ain't no right answer. Just ask you.
we said it. So I'm asking you, what's your answer? So how do you feel about Charleston White? How do you feel about the message that he said?
I said, nigga, dude, come off as opportunistic as fuck, and has also started some conversations. Some of the shit nigga saying he ain't too far off, and the people who do have integrity, their messages line up with some of the shit he's saying. I don't know how y'all can. That's not a inflammatory. How can y'all disagree with that part of it? I don't understand.
disagree with what? It's not a disagreement because
Right.
I don't fuck with him. I don't fuck with the nigga.
Okay, I'm just saying, but how can you know what I'm saying? If I don't fuck with a nigga can be, I can't fuck with a nigga, okay, cool. But if the motherfucker say something that makes sense,
Okay,
I
okay. See it like this. See it
you
like
know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't fuck with the nigga if he come around, I catch him by himself, I might step down on him. But that ain't, I'm asking y'all on the logical tip.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. On the logical tip, I don't fuck with him. That don't mean I don't mean that don't make me an enemy. I don't watch enough of his content to fuck with him, and I don't fuck with him. You know what I mean? I don't fuck with him.
Right.
That's what I meant. Like I
That's a
don't fuck with
better
him.
answer than, oh, I've been watching them and this nigga got X, Y, and Z. He did X, Y, and Z. I get that, bro, but that ain't what I asked. That's why I was trying to stop him. You know, like, no, that ain't what I'm going. But I get where you going. I get it. I heard you. You know what I'm saying? But that ain't where I'm going with it.
Yeah. Nah. You kind of threw us off because we trying to
Right.
get on the same track with you
Right.
to answer the question properly. You know what I mean? So you were saying
No,
that
man, shit.
you was
It's the thought. That's
nah,
me.
yeah, because it was a thought provoking question because I thought I was finna learn some shit about him, but you know what I mean? I don't know. Like let's start all over. You know, like we men. Let's start all over. All right, Charleston White. You know what I mean? I don't fuck with him. I don't think Dirty fuck with him. You fuck with him.
No, I'll be honest here. I've been watching
You said you fuck with him?
about, bro, on World Star or whatever.
Oh.
I ain't know the nigga was like, you know what I'm saying, doing community service in the hood and shit, donate money and shit like that, you feel me? So I was like, okay, let me kind of like tune in a little bit. And like shit, a lot of shit he was saying was inflammatory as fuck, you know? But I couldn't disagree with it, cuz that's what I'm telling y'all. Like, I'm
And that's the part we get. We get that you relate to him harder than we may relate to him. But we're not saying he wrong, right, green, purple, or orange. We just saying we don't fuck with him like that. You know what I mean? We do too much content
right.
to have the time to really chime in on him. Like, you know what I mean? Me personally, I watch everybody
Yo,
in the righteous fear. That's
then he had to
that's over
apologize to them.
6 hours.
And then he had to apologize to them crip motherfuckers that pulled up on him on one of his streams too. I think it's on World Star.
Oh, for real?
I mean, he
Yeah,
can't come
man.
to New
What they got
York.
to do
He
with the
can't come to New York.
conversation, though?
He can't come to New York
I
no
get
more.
it, bro, but what they got to do with what we talking about?
He can't really come to New York no more. He tried to clown us. Like he bipolar. Like he rep New York, then he tried to shit on New York. So he can't come over here though.
Yo,
I know that.
just
Okay,
like
so
with
let's
Tupac.
say a motherfucker come out, he talking feminist shit, and then them motherfuckers start talking about some manosphere points, right? Like, you know what I'm saying?
It ain't gonna matter because at this point
I can sift through the bullshit. I know how to sift through the bullshit. I ain't got to side with no nigga to sift through information. That's the point I'm getting at, bro. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, you right. But see, you gotta keep we on a level right now where we keeping niggas that we got if I gotta sift through anything around you, I don't even want you around me, bro, because the fact I gotta sift through makes you a red flag. So we
Right,
trying
but
to
we gonna
get
sift
rid
through
of those
anyway.
niggas.
The sift through is default. That's automatic. Every time you do
Right.
that,
That's
you ain't just gonna
automatic. That's
you ain't gonna
automatic.
just run with what a nigga say. That shit come with the package.
That's a fact.
Where we going with this? What direction we going in this? Because look, I don't give a fuck about Charleston White. This stream wasn't about Charleston White. God damn it. You came with Charleston White. We gave you the answer. It ain't the answer you want, but you won't tell us the right answer. The nigga's dumb as shit. He's a retarded ass country nigga who can't pick a gang right. And I don't give a fuck what he's talking about. I ain't sifting through shit. I ain't going through no bipolar shit. I did that shit in my teens with Tupac, trying to figure out if he a thug or a fucking
Lassane Parish Crooks. His name is Lassane Parish Crooks. I refuse to call him after a damn Inca chief in South America.
Well, well, Crooks was a lot good wrestling. I don't know if this nigga was a Juilliard
Because
or
niggas could say that he was opportunistic when if you given his background and then
But
when
these are all
back.
see my God. That's what this stream was about. This stream is an emotional intelligence stream.
Right.
And it's calling out the guys like Charleston White, Tupac, Malcolm X, and Martin Luther King. It's calling them all out because this is why they give us blue checks now on Instagram. So that government zaddy know who he can tap on the shoulder to do the bidding. All right? He not gonna
Yeah,
tap
I
on
get that. I get that. You know, they media. It would be dumb of me to say that they don't control what they show and what they prioritize on their shit.
and
I would
that's
be
all we
dumb.
saying. That's we
I would be
notice
dumb to say that.
and we
Hey, Dirty,
notice in Charleston White the inconsistencies. They notice inconsistencies in his storyline. Put it like that. The storyline they
Hey,
got him
Mr.
on.
Goodbread, don't say about them
Look, I
blue
get
checks,
what you
bro.
saying, bro, but y'all missing. I never said nothing about the man's storyline because y'all keep missing me, bro. But I get
No.
what you
His
saying.
storyline. When I say his storyline, I'm talking about what he's trying to sell to the people. That's
Right,
his
right.
storyline. What he's trying to sell to the people. I don't give a fuck about his past. I don't give a fuck about who raised him. I give a fuck about what he promoting to the
Right.
next generation. And his storyline is, I'm the nigga that was a fool. I was a pookie. In fact, the pookies elevated me. Now
Right.
I'm gonna teach. Now I'm gonna shit on the pookies because I know they secrets. They sell drugs in the store because
Right.
I was doing that. So now he's gonna capitalize off of making money off the same hood that put him in the
That put
spotlight.
him in a
So that's
position.
corny right
Right,
there.
right.
I mean, that's
A
corny
lot,
right there. That's no
a lot of
integrity.
times
That's
it
no
be like,
integrity. So it don't even matter
what's the
what
difference?
good he say out his
What's
mouth.
the
Cause
difference between
hold on,
him?
real quick. Hold
What's the difference
on,
between him?
because the Antichrist does that. The Antichrist gives you is gonna mix in the heresy. Now he gonna give you some of the
Right.
truth. Because how you gonna hook the people if you don't deliver something of what they want to hear?
Some
But
truth.
that's the name of the
Some
game
truth.
nowadays, bro.
Hey, what you just said is what came out of that man's mouth.
Right, because
He
he
said you
know the
gotta feed them.
blueprint. He
You
doing the
gotta feed
blueprint.
some people some truth and shit like that, and then some entertainment. So I'm listening to you, bro. I'm
That's a
listening
fact,
to
and
you.
that's what they do. That's what all these celebrities are trained to do. That, bro. They give, and it's the same blueprint that the church do it. This is why they give you a little bit, and you come back next Sunday and
Right.
give them their money, give them
This
your money.
is kind of like me. Okay, hey, the Ku Klux Klan said this. Yeah, we might not fuck with the Ku Klux Klan, but they said this specific thing that
No.
our own hold up that our own black people are also saying,
Okay.
and like we can, you know what I'm saying? Can we sift through that bullshit and say, okay,
No, we
we
can't.
see a connection?
No, we can't. And I'll
Or
tell
not?
you, I'll tell you why not.
Okay,
Because the
bro.
Ku Klux Klan is consistent in their message. I know exactly what they on and know exactly how to deal with them.
Right. Right.
So
that's better. It's better to deal with them on that point, right? You know what the fuck they stand for. You know what I'm saying? It's better to deal with a nigga in the hood that don't like you versus a nigga that you know you don't really know too much about here on the fence. Okay, cool.
Facts.
Right? But okay, I'm saying on a logical tip, which y'all keep missing me on, bro. Like y'all keep taking that as he signed with the nigga, bro. And I'm saying, no, bro, I got to get away from that. Like, hey, we okay. His message might be fucked up, but we see, he talking right about that, but we don't fuck with him. You know what I'm saying? That's better. That's a better answer versus, no, that nigga.
We told you that though. We told you. We gave you 3 reasons why we don't fuck with the nigga.
Right. Right. You did. But you don't see what I'm talking about, bro. You missed me though.
I understand.
Initially,
How we missed you if we
remember you
gave
said,
you.
hey, let's reset the conversation because initially y'all missed me on that point.
All right, and then we reset it. We didn't miss.
Right.
Did I miss you on the reset?
No, hell no.
All right, cool. So we
Yeah.
good. So we straight now. We know that they all puppets. All these niggas is puppets, and they designed to give us a little bit of the truth, and then they gonna push their agenda. Everybody
Okay.
do it. The bitches do it. Everybody do that. People
That's a
in
good
real
point.
life do that to us, bro. They tell us a little bit of what we want to hear, and then they slide in what they need from us. That's the blueprint.
That's a good point. That's a great point, bro. I get it. You know. And I also second it when I said, yeah, it's opportunistic, bro. Like
You said that's what confused us because you were saying he's opportunistic, and then we
I'm
was breaking
logical,
down.
bro. I am objective.
And then we broke down how opportunistic he is. That's all we did was break
Every
down
time.
your answer.
Oh yeah. Every time I hop on your panel, bro, I'm gonna be objective as fuck. Like, you feel me? And sometimes my objectivity might seem like I'm taking a nigga's side. Right? Might seem like I'm playing devil's advocate.
But we appreciate that because the iron sharpens iron, bro. So it doesn't matter, man. You know, we emotional intelligent. We teach that over here. So sometimes we need that test. Because you see how we all stop. We stop. We try to see what the fuck you was talking about. Because I ain't know what the fuck you was talking about, bro. I'm about to hit you with a crab leg, bro. Just because we was confused.
Bro, I'd have been on here, cuz. I ain't on none of that shit, bro. You feel me? So it's like, you know, your homeboy came up here, man. He offered you some pushback, bro. Ain't no pressure.
That's a fact.
No pressure.
But yo, how you like the stream, bro? Oh, you just came on, right? You ain't see
Yeah,
all day. You gotta watch
I
the
just
playback.
hopped on. Hey,
Yeah.
yeah, man. We've been running. I'm out here on that grill and shit. Finally got to a spot where I can kick back for a minute. I was like, man, let me try to see if I can see my boy on or something, man. Hop on.
Yeah, that's what it was too. Cause we on it, we on the
Yeah.
wave. Cause we saw the video. So when you watch the playback, you gonna see why we was all on the wave. So when you jumped on, you kind of changed the whole vibe. Yeah.
No, I get it, bro. I get it now. No, that ain't what I'm on, fam. Yeah, nah.
Word. Cause we talking about Malcolm X and we is actually
What
talking
y'all
about
say
what you
about
talking
Malcolm,
about, but we're
man?
talking
What
about it
y'all
on a
say about
deeper
Malcolm,
note.
bro?
We're talking about it on a Malcolm X, Martin Luther King note, how they brainwash the people and hook the people to waiting for people to do things for them instead of
So
doing
you pretty
shit for
much saying
themselves.
that they tried to teach where one was for integration and one was against it,
Yeah,
right?
one taught us how to be overreactive, and
Uh-huh.
then one taught us how to be sucker and get slapped.
Underreactive.
Right, right.
Okay.
And
So
when
you find the middle piece. What's the middle ground?
the middle ground is going to take you finding to get into some education and educating yourself, because 90% of us is brought up off of Black American history, and when you go through Black American history, all you're going to see is them, and them is a lie. You know what I mean? So we're going to have to get to that Bible, that basic instructions before leaving earth, and educate ourselves, because that's our history. Our history is in the Bible, not in none of these textbooks. Word. So that's what we was talking about.
My
You know
bad.
what
I'm here, man. Just waste a whole bunch of goddamn meat juice on me, man.
I mean? Boy trying to get his eat on. For sure. Yeah, we gonna keep the live moving, and I ain't gonna hold y'all. We on the third hour. So
Okay.
guys, if nobody else wanna jump on and add in, I'm gonna let y'all give y'all final thoughts. And we're gonna start with you, Cold Black, and then we're gonna end with you, Dirty. So we're gonna go in rotation. We're going clockwise.
Okay. Yeah, man. Shit. I just wanted to say, man. My main thing is being objective, man. We all gotta be objective and try to see all sides of shit. You know what I'm saying? Besides that, bro, I appreciate what you're doing, man. Every time I hop on, bro, you welcome me with open arms, man. And if I can do anything to help you out, bro, let me know, man.
No problem, man. I appreciate you, man. I
Yo.
just appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate the chat. I appreciate the good breads, man. Y'all already know.
Yeah.
Minister O, man, what you got for me, man? Wait, that's not Minister O. Wait, who that? Wait, that's my guy John. That's John?
That's Mr. O.
That's Minister O?
He said
Minister
he
O.
take care of some business.
All right. All right. So he taking care of some business. So, all right, Dirty. Let's wrap it on up, man.
All right. All I'm gonna say is, as far as the topic goes, bro, the rabbit hole is so shallow. It seemed deep, right? You think motherfuckers say the rabbit hole so deep, but it's so shallow because they still doing the same thing. If y'all want to make a move as men only, then do that. You know what I'm saying? But what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to invest in your own people as far as their businesses. I ain't talking about no donations, nothing like that. You gotta invest in industry because all politics is business, bro. It's all corporate business. Y'all can't keep these activists, these great talking people in position because all they doing is finessing chicks and chicks telling you what to do. Your grandma told you to vote Democrat. You feel what I'm saying? All they
That's a
doing
fact.
is finessing chicks and then having chicks tell their man what to do.
That's a fact, yo. They finesse you to vote for them, and then they give all their power to the woman, and then they write some shit that's for the women.
And not only, and that's every movement, man. That's the civil rights movement that turned to the feminist movement as soon as they got them two boys up out the way. You know what I mean? That's the Black Lives Matter movement. That's every move, bro. Every move. Anytime men start something, because the civil rights movement started as a double V move. People don't know about the double V because they don't teach you your history. But the double V was all of the black guys that came back from World War II, the ones that did come back, because a lot of them stayed in France. But the ones that did come back said, man, we killed for this country just to be subjugated in Jim Crow. If we have victory abroad, we can have victory at home. So they called it the double V. So when black men made a move, black women jumped in because, of course, they always come to fuck up everything that you start. And then as soon as the black women came in, the white women came in and started having meetings with the black women.
That's
and,
a fact.
And then they next thing you know, it became a black and woman movement. You feel what I'm saying?
Yep.
But then when the women got on top, they said, fuck the niggas, and they went and grabbed the LGBT community.
You big dummies.
Tell me I'm lying, nigga. So then after that, they doing the same shit. Now the LGBT is running y'all Black Lives Matter. The whole thing is quit being black, be men before you anything, and everything will work out for you, man. But the guys got to support the guys. Quit going off that crayon. Cause I'm gonna tell you the truth, bro. And I learned this at 17 years old. Cause you know your whole life you indoctrinated white people bad, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cause it's a learned behavior. You said that about school, right?
Mm-hmm.
17 years old, man. The most opportunities I've ever been offered by my 17, 18 years of life came from black men and white men. White men was trying to change my life, bro. And black men was trying to help me get a couple dollars. You know who was never in that equation? Women. Unless you were sleeping with them. A girl let you, if you smash her right, she'll let you drive her car and drop off at work. But they not just out here just wholeheartedly helping your career unless you're a minstrel, unless you like sing or some shit. They don't go out here and say, man, we're gonna support the smart kids because they don't like smart men. Because they think, you know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
So man, everything that we need to do, we gotta do without ambiguity, man. I'm not going on no back and forth shit. I'm not trying to figure out a nigga motives. I'm not trying to figure out, you know what I'm saying, how a nigga holding. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
When it come down to that, the niggas is holding, looking to spend, bro. Like people don't understand that, bro. Like niggas with money is looking to put that money back in the streets.
That's a fact, bro. That niggas with money is not trying to die with that. You niggas know that you can't die with that. You might as well make them money, them soldiers work for you. Turn them dollars into soldiers.
And they do it however they do it by putting boys on the block, by putting crypto in a wallet. You know what I'm saying? However they do it, they trying to put that money in the street. You know
That's
what
a
I'm saying?
fact.
So when men do something, it'll be a lot of people be like, yo, set up a fund so can't nobody know I donated. And they'll put that money right back in the street. Y'all really don't need a movement. Y'all just need a purpose. You know what I'm saying? The purpose will be the movement. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I will say this though, bro. Anytime they bring you on the news, we talking 1960s, bro, 1950s, 1960s, when TV only had 4 channels. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Time was of the essence for real then. They only had 4 channels. You know what I'm saying? So when you in the situation where, man, they putting, bro, that 30-minute Malcolm X speech when he went to talk to Tom Brokaw or whatever the case may be, in today's money probably cost $500,000, $1 million. In prime time on CBS.
Facts, though. Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So if somebody putting that much money behind you, bro, it's a reason for it.
That's a fact.
You know,
they getting big bread.
Man, bro, if I put a meal on you, bro, I need 3 meal back. That's just how business work.
That's a fact.
So man, so y'all boys stay up, man. Don't be falling for the banana in the tailpipe.
Exactly, man. Y'all stand up, guys. Stand up. Remember, y'all 7 feet giants in a 3 feet pool playing. Stand the fuck up, man.
But yeah, let me say this as I always say: love each other as you love yourself. Feed the pack.
That's a whole fact, guys. Y'all already know, man. Thank y'all for subscribing. Thank y'all for watching. So love, much love. I hope y'all got the message today. Hope y'all took something from the live. And I mean, I enjoy doing the lives. I just hope y'all gravitate to the information and it register. And y'all stay emotional intelligent, bro. Don't let them trick y'all. All right, wrap up, strap up. Do not play with your life. Those of you that's watching on the playback, 2 videos is about to pop up right about now. You could click either one, on the left or the right. In fact, not right now. After this intro, after the outro, it's gonna pop up during the outro. You can click either the left or the right to continue your viewing experience over here at the School of Common Sense, guys. All right, we do it for the culture, guys.
Beta males are just like women. They think with their emotions and they follow the herd. When they follow the herd, they take on the mindset of the herd. This is how beta males are controlled. The same way women are controlled. Through emotions of making everyone feel the same. Alright? Media does this. The music you listen to does this. Matter of fact, there are certain frequencies in the music that before they put it out, they make sure it's at this frequency just so you hear it and you feel a certain way. Why? Because most people are sheep. So, how does this affect the beta male syndrome? With Red Pill becoming very popular, it's going to become cool to call women out on their delusion. This is what you see happening in a lot of YouTube videos and a lot of mainstream radio, is that women are actually being called out on their delusion. But instead of women actually accepting the truth, they're willing to entertain the truth for attention.
You don't have teamwork skills. You don't work well with others. Bitch, you don't know how to communicate. Ho, you don't know how to operate in a household where everything don't just go your way. That is why you do better by yourself. Y'all mamas didn't tell y'all this part. They told y'all the first part, well, you shouldn't be struggling with a man. She didn't tell you that if you don't acquire the skills to work well with others, bitch, you won't be able to do better with others.
Women starting a gender war against black men. We came to the conclusion yesterday that black men have won. What we're looking at is a bunch of howling nigger wolves. We got them against the ropes. You know, they have lost, and it shows, because if you look at the results of what black women are today, they are losing. Brothers, we've won. They're broke. They're out of shape. They got kids all over the place. You know, they don't have their own hair. You know, they've morphed into men. Their voices have got deeper. They're aggressive. Some of these bitches even starting to grow beards. They're growing beards.
Y'all be thinking y'all be knowing everything and don't be knowing a fuck thing. Typing up these posts with great attitude in them, you can tell. Don't argue with me, argue with your mammy. No, you should actually go argue with your mammy for telling you that half truth. She didn't bring it all the way full circle. The stuff you just typed don't make sense. The shit you running around saying to niggas don't make sense. But why would I stay with you and struggle when I can just be? It works out well when you're by yourself because you don't know how to work with others. You ever seen children that don't know how to share? They don't know how to play with other children because all they feel like is everything belongs to them. So they don't share their toys. They don't know how to play games to take turns. Don't know how to let somebody go and then they go after, or they go first and then move out of the way and let the other person go. So your kid be sitting off crying by themselves with no friends, no social relationships. Nobody wants to be around them. They can be as spoiled as they want. You can buy them all the nice clothes. They can be the best dressed in the class, and bitch, they'll be miserable. Nobody wants to play with your little fine ass little son. His little cute self don't got no friends. Because the nigga don't share. The little girl don't know how to be friends with other kids. Don't know how to, like, be in a space where you're not